Yo! What's up? Start the show. Just joking. Oh my god! His head fell off! There we go. Yeah! Woo! What's up, guys? Fears. Audience fears. Check out this new shirt. Look at this. Indiana Jones meeting Han Solo in Carbonite. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. All right. I got a hell of a show for you today. Some good, some bad. But isn't YouTube always like that? But mostly good. Mostly good. But yeah. Anyway, so I got a bunch of stuff to talk about. So, all right. So here we go. We're gonna review two films. So last night I watched, oh yeah, a little bit of The Abyss. Great film starring Ed Harris, and he was in. Ed Harris was he wasn't starring in it, but Ed Harris also was in the 1980s Creep Show, but he stars in this one, and it was directed by a film by James Cameron, a great film director. And also, the next thing that we're going to review is I finally finished Star Trek Voyager Season 4. Then, we're going to talk about the fall season, because fall season is in the air. And then, we're going to talk about some movie props, and then we're going to do the top 10 episodes out of Star Trek Voyager Season 4. And then, I wish I didn't have to update the drama, but I have to tell you guys what's the truth and what's not the truth, and it's exhausting. So we'll save that for the end. And if there's time, we'll talk about some movie props that I recently got. But yeah, so I'll save all the bad stuff for the very end. But for the most part, everything's good. Work was all right. It wasn't the best night because I had a lot on my mind. I was thinking about all this bullshit that happened last night on Lantern's show. Oh, my God. It never ends. So I just got done with work as quickly as possible. But thank God it was like a quick night. We only had 34,000, so that was not too bad. We finished it lickety-split. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll call Lantern and see how that guy's... well, it is only 4 o'clock, so he could be a-napping. We'll see. Sometimes Lantern surprises me. He does nap a lot, but he could be awake. I'm not 100% positive if he's sleeping, because I'm not at his house. So we'll see. Lantern? Lantern? Lantern?
Yes. Yes.
Mama Tate? Can I talk to Lantern?
Say the can't hear. What's that?
Hey ho ho! Merry Christmas! There you go. So Lantern, were you napping? Were you napping?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry if I woke you up, buddy. How's your day been?
What about yours?
A lot better than yesterday. It's actually been a pretty good day today. It's been a pretty good day. Work was all right, and I got some a little bit more done. Remember that project that I said that I'm gonna upload on the main channel for Randall? I've almost got that completed, and then I've almost finished watching Wednesday. I've got 2 more episodes to go, so I'm going to try to finish watching that tonight before your show. So, speaking of your show, Lantern, are you going live at 10 or 9:30 or 10:30? When are you going?
Yeah.
When are you going live tonight?
I don't know.
About 9 or 10?
Yeah.
All right, 9 or 10. I'll tell the fans. Can you share the link with everybody? All right, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate that. You're a good guy. You're a good friend. I'm gonna open the chat and say hello to everybody. So I'll see you in there. All right. All right, Lantern. Damn. Pew. Hey, Lantern. Oh, goddamn. Damn, that was a juicy one, Lantern.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I'll see you in there. Shunk. That was Shunk. That was good, Lantern. Oh, wow. He was screaming that. Oh, God. That was fucking great. Shunk! Oh, that actually made me laugh. That was pretty good. Coffee first. All right. Now I got my energy. All right. Well, let's open up the chat, shall we? Well, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm having a decent day. You know, I wouldn't say I'm having a good day, but I'm having a decent day. But I would rather take a decent day over a horrible day. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's open up the chat. Let's get a rockin'. Let's get a moseying. All right. All right. Yo, N4, what's up? Bong. Chung. Zung. That's right, y'all. That is right. Well, I mean, listen. Oh, hang on. Let me refresh the page. Hang on real quick. Hang on. All right. There we go. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So, N4 says bong, and I say chung. I say chung, you say zung. Chung, zung. Zung, chung. There you are. Lantern says yo, and then he says howdy, y'all. Howdy, N4. Well, maybe I should get the drama out of the way. I don't know. What do you guys want? Do you guys want the drama update at the beginning, or do you guys want it at the end? N4, I'll let you take the lead on this one. Should I save it for the very end, or what should I do? Because I really don't like talking about it, but I feel like I have to stand up for myself. But I don't know. What do you think? Should I do it at the end, or I don't know. Let's see. Because I want it to be a good stream, you know, and I'm doing it a little bit early, because I just want to take a nap later on. I already took a nap, but I'm still a little tired, and then I really want to finish this because I really have been enjoying it. I really have. It's not a perfect television show, but it's a solid B+. It's a solid watch. But anyway, well, I guess I'll just continue on since N4 is not going to respond to me. I'll save it for the very end. All right, here we go. Let me grab my book. All right. There we are. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everyone watching. We got 7 people watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. All right. I must say the Tina podcast book is coming along quite nicely. Tina, it's going to be filled to the brim with a bunch of notes and a whole bunch of stuff. All right, see, what should I start with? You know what? Let's start with reviewing The Abyss. Great classic 80s films. All right, so here we go. The Abyss. The Abyss. I'm going to give it a solid, let's see here. It's not a 10 out of 10, but it's almost a perfect film. I mean, it's one of the first 80s underwater movies because there was a lot of movies made underwater that kind of ripped off The Abyss. Like that recent one, Deep Sea 6. It's almost a carbon copy. Almost a carbon copy of The Abyss. But instead of like an alien like this one coming to Earth and living under the water. The alien, it's not an alien. It was a water creature that was killing people. So the creature had already been there in Deep Sea 6. So yeah. So there's been a lot of rip-offs. So first of all, I'm going to write down a lot of rip-offs after this film was made. So a lot of rip-offs. But the rip-offs are actually kind of funny. So a lot of rip-offs. I'm gonna give it a solid 9.2 out of 10. So 9.2 out of 10. I do recommend it. I do recommend it. The same guy, I forgot his name, Michael. I forgot his name. I forgot his last name. The same guy that played Kyle Reese in James Cameron's Terminator, Terminator 1. He plays a character in this, so he uses a lot of the same actors in other parts of his film. So yeah, so good acting. Ed Harris is absolutely fantastic in this. Let's see here. Lots of action. Lots of action. Lots of thrills, chills, and spills. Lots of thrills and chills. I would say it's a sci-fi action-adventure horror movie because people do die in it. It's got brief bits of humor, so I'm going to write that down. Bits of humor in it. Bits of humor. But at the center core of it, it's an action adventure, sci-fi horror. So action, adventure, sci-fi horror film. Kind of like Alien, except underwater. Lantern says, shout out to the chat. Oh, hell yeah, Lantern. Oh, hell yeah. Let's see. What are my two favorite scenes? Okay, so probably when Ed Harris's character finally meets the nice aliens at the end, and and Ed's like, "What's your purpose for being underwater, let alone on our planet?" And the aliens tell him why. They're like, "Well, we've came here and we've left you guys alone, and we've been observing you for centuries." It doesn't really tell you how long the alien has been there with their ship, but they imply that they've been there for centuries, just kind of studying humans, and they think that we're acting immature. Like, in the film they say, you guys are acting immature. Why are you guys doing so many wars and trying to kill each other and blah 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 blah. They said you guys need to act your age and blah 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 blah. So it's definitely a good message. So meeting the alien would be probably my favorite scene. The other scene that's the best is when Michael's character and Ed Harris's character have their big fight scene. That fight scene is epic. So the epic fight scene towards the end, because he gradually starts losing his mind, So the epic fight scene. It's a good addition to my sci-fi section. So after the live, I'm gonna put this thing back on, and yeah, it also comes with a lot of bonus features. I mean, look at this bad boy. So not only you get a third disc with all the bonus features, right? Then you get the movie. Hang on, let me take this out. Then you get it in 4K. Then you get two versions of it on Blu-ray. You get the original 1980s version, and then the high def updated versions where James Cameron added some more CGI and some more scenes, and that is the 1995 version. So you get three versions. So you get it on 4K, you get the original version, and I watched the extended versions with all the new scenes in it last night, because I've seen the original one. I haven't watched all the bonus. I haven't watched the third disc that has all the bonus features in it, so I'm going to watch the bonus features tonight. So there we are. But definitely a solid watch. So there it is. There we are. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Star Trek Voyager Season 4, my friends. Season 4. All right. All right. Season 4, Star Trek. And whenever I review these seasons, I just kind of like write down some highlights. I'm not going to give you every single detail, but the highlights. So, yeah. All right. So, I would say action-packed. Oh, yeah. They meet up with the Borg. They get a message to Starfleet finally saying, you know, hey, we've been on this journey for 3.5 years. We need your help. We finally made contact, stuff like that. So, lots of action. Lots of laughs. I'd say Season 4 is one of the most funniest seasons. So, lots of laughs. Lots of sci-fi, obviously. I'm going to give Season 4... Season 4 is one of my favorite seasons, so I'm going to give it a 10.2. 10.2. It's one of my favorite seasons, and it's got a couple of my favorite episodes in it, so 10.2 out of 10. That's right. Let's see what else. Let's see, the best episode. Let's see, best episode out of the whole thing. Probably is going to be Ship in a Bottle when they finally make contact. Let me see. Let me just look through these real quick. I'm sorry, Message in a Bottle. So I'm going to write down I think that's my favorite episode out of the whole season, but I think it's the best one because that's when they finally make contact with Starfleet and say, no, keep the search up. You guys thought we were dead. We're not dead. You got to help us out, you know. So Message in a Bottle is, without a doubt, I'd say it's the best episode of Season 4. So Message in a Bottle. Let's see here. Because there's a lot of scenes, I'm going to pick two of my favorite episodes. So the first one would be Message in a Bottle. And I'd say my next favorite is, let's see here. Let's see here. Give me 1 second to look through these. I am going to go with Scientific Method. That's probably my other favorite one. So Scientific Method. All right. I do recommend it. I recommend all of Star Trek. Doesn't matter what kind, but definitely Star Trek Voyager. Pretty good. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's see. Lantern says coffee first. All right, Lantern. Hold your horses. Damn. That's a pretty good coffee, Lantern. Oh, yeah. Dance first. Okay, I can do that, Lantern. There you go. Thrilling 3 first. Well, I already did it, Lantern, but I will play it for you. All right, hang on, Lantern. Here we go. You ready, Lantern? Here, this is just for you, Lantern. There you go, Lantern. There you go. And then Lantern said, hey, Fears, I'm going to give you 100,000 super chat. Well, I appreciate that, Lantern. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me do a goal. What goal should I try to achieve today? Well, I'll do one super chat. Let's see if we can get one super chat. But if it's got to be one, it's got to be at least, let's see. I'll do at least $20. Let's see. What could I do? What could I do? And I'll set the timer for, I don't know how long I'm going to go for on this live. So I'll set it for 2 hours, just in case. Let's see. If it's one super chat, I will do a 5-hour live. 5-hour live if I get the super chat. 5-hour live. I don't know what I'm going to do to occupy all that, but I'll come up with some topics to do a 5-hour live either this weekend or next week or sometime. So that'll be the incentive. 5-hour live. There we are. Okay, so I just started the goal. There we are. Lantern says, yeah, whoa. That's right, Lantern. That's right. All right, now time to do, let's see, what's next on the list. I'll do the top 10s, top 10 episodes since I've got the discs right here. So there we are. Shout out to everybody in the chat, and I appreciate that like. Thank you very much. Okay. So, all right. Top 10 episodes of season 4, Voyager. All right, here we go. Okay, so like I said, Message in the Bottle is probably my all-time favorite. So, yeah. Sorry, my nose is so stuffy. I think this cold is coming back. I thought it was over, so excuse me. I swear, I've been taking Dayquil and NyQuil and all that crap for this cold to go away. I'm still coughing a little bit, but the nose is starting to get runny again. So I thought it was over, but the return of the fucking cold has came back with a fucking thunder. So I apologize. All right. So the first one, Message in a Bottle. That's a good one. Okay, let's see. Let's see. The Gift is pretty good. The Gift. Let's see here. The Raven is good. Scientific Method is good. Year of Hell is good. Year of Hell 2, or Part 2, Year of Hell Part 2 is good. Random Thoughts is good. All right. Let's see what else. Killing Game. And then Killing Game Part 2. And then Visa Visa. Those would be my 10. Those, all of those are actually pretty good. All those are pretty good. Let me just, there we are. All those are pretty damn good. So yeah. All right. All right, let's see, what's next? Fall season. Well, I've prepared something, so fall season. Who doesn't like the fall season? It gets everybody into the spirit. You know, Halloween's coming up. You know. But not just Halloween. You got the fall harvest, so fall harvest. You have Halloween. Technically, you have Thanksgiving because that's under the fall too. So Thanksgiving. So you have a lot of of really good holidays around there. Grandparents' Day is coming up. When is that? That is, hang on. What day is that? Let me check my calendar. I think that's in October. I think. Oh no, it's later on in September, and then and then in October you have Columbus Day, and then you have my birthday. So my birthday, I'm gonna be 42. I'm very excited. And besides all this drama, I mean, things are actually going pretty well. Work's going good. The search for a new job is looking quite well too. And then um, I've been trying to be as consistent as possible with working out. If I'm not in the gym, then I try to at least go for a walk. So I get some type of exercise at least three times a week. So yeah, so let's get there. Then we have election day. That's coming up too. So a lot of things going on in the fall season. And then me and Dave were talking about, so obviously I'm going to do my birthday live on the 28th. Then I'm going to do a birthday, then I'm going to do a birthday vlog. Then I'm going to do a Halloween vlog. And then I'm going to do a Halloween live stream. I want to go is Snake Plissken. I think, like I said, the hardest thing to find is going to be his Siberian camo pants and his clock, or his what the hell is that clock called? Hang on, I think it's called the life clock in the film. I should know this because it's my favorite sci-fi film, but I forgot what they call it. Hey Meta, in the movie Escape from New York and Escape from L.A., Snake Plissken wears a watch, and they call it a certain name. What's that watch called in
In the movie Escape from New York and Escape from L.A., Snake Plissken wears a watch that's called a lum watch.
No, yeah, but in the film they actually call it life clock something. Is it life clock 1 or is it just the life clock?
In the Escape from New York film, Snake Plissken's watch is indeed referred to as the life clock 1.
Okay. All right, thank you. So life clock. That's probably going to be the hardest thing to find. Again, I downloaded an app, and I think I may just take some duct tape and just duct tape my cell phone like he wears it. I downloaded this, and unfortunately, it only goes up to 10 hours. But in the original film, he has 22 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. So I inserted it like this to get as close. So hopefully I can do that live stream in 2 hours and 59 minutes and 55 seconds, because that's all it goes up to. So let the countdown begin, and or I could just put it there, as part of my costume. But there we are, something like that. So I may, instead of wearing it, I may just put it like that, But I want to try and get, because now if I can't find all the stuff for Snake, because I know the easiest things will be to order an eye patch. And then I know at Spirit Halloween I can find a long brown wig that he wears. That'll be easy, And then I thought about, he always wears like a black shirt, and he has no sleeves. So I thought about taking a shirt that Vision's made for me, turning it inside out, wearing it on the black side, and then just kind of going like that. And rolling up the sleeves and kind of wearing it like that, like a Snake Plissken. Something like that, but I'll figure something out. If I can't pull Snake Plissken together, then I'll do him next year, because then I would have a whole year to plan out that costume. If I can't figure out Snake Plissken, then I'll do, I have my, I thought about ordering the Scary Movie mask with the tongue hanging out. I'm wearing my Scream costume, but with the Scary Movie version of Scream, the parody version out of Scary Movie. That's my backup. So yeah. So what else do we have in the fall season? Preparing my costume. Oh, the Halloween tree and all the Halloween decorations. So, Halloween tree goes up. And the decorations. And I select what type of Christmas wrapping paper, because as soon as Halloween is over, I add in all the Christmas decorations to my Halloween / Christmas, like my Nightmare Before Christmas tree. I always do something like that where it's like half Christmas and half Halloween. Last year's selection of wrapping paper was green Ghostbuster wrapping paper. I love decorating. I get really into it. So this year I'm going to have to go on Etsy and find some really cool Christmas wrapping paper. All right. 2 minutes. I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. So I'm just going to set this off to the side. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. So that is good coffee. I tried a new blend. That was pretty good. All right. I'll be right back. Lantern, you hold down the fort, buddy. I'll be right back. I'm going to just use the restroom real quick. All right. Oh, man. I tell you what, the Crohn's has been a-flowing. The Crohn's has been a-flowing today. That is the 5th time I had to go to the bathroom today, guys. Oh, my God. So hopefully, that's the last time I have to go to the bathroom for a little while. 6 times, Lantern. 6 times I've had to go to the bathroom so far. Oh, the Crohn's is a-flowing today. I don't know what the hell's going on. That's right, Lantern. Damn, pew. So, yeah, shout out to Mr. Lantern. It seems like the only one that's wanting to talk today is N4 and Mr. Lantern. Well, I appreciate anyone and everyone that comments. Let me catch up with the chat here. Back in 2 and 2. Oh, howdy. We heard that. Fart. Damn. Did we, Lantern? Did you? I mean, I had the door closed, but I had to use the restroom. He says, that was a loud-ass fart. Well, it really wasn't a fart, Lantern. I was taking a dump. But I may have to play this back and see if you guys could hear it. Or if Lantern's pulling a funny on me. So there it is. Yeah. I did spray Lantern. I did. He says, that's better. Yeah. I always have the spray right on cue, Lantern. So yeah. Anyway. Show some support. Light it up. Well, thanks, Lantern. I appreciate you always supporting the channel and always supporting the live, buddy. I really do appreciate that. Connect to the channel. Thank you, Mr. Lantern. Again, you are a good friend. All right, what's next? Well, I might as well just get it out of the way, and I might as well just before I move on to to the next topics, I might as well just get the drama update out of the way. I don't like talking about drama, but when people accuse me of things I didn't do, then I have to address it. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't really have to address it, but I want to address it because I don't want you guys, the loving and loyal fans, to think any of this bullshit is true. So, yeah. So, let me just put this aside real quick. So, first of all, I hope this is the last time I have to go through all this crap, because it's getting exhausted. Look at Veers' face. Look at these bags. Look at this. I'm exhausted from all this drama. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I hope things get better. I really do. All right. Because I'm sure you guys are getting sick and tired of hearing about it. I know for a fact I'm getting sick and tired of hearing it, my friends. So, yeah. And again, I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to shout. I'm going to say this as politely as I possibly can. Because if I call someone an idiot or I call someone a moron, then it's just going to add to more drama. So I'm going to say it as nicely as I possibly can. So I don't even know where to begin. Ugh, there's so much. I guess I'll start with, because you guys have heard all the past stuff, so the new stuff. So I fully intended to unblock Larry. I was going to unblock him tomorrow. I really was. Scout's honor. And I was enjoying Lanterns Live. I dipped in. I said, yeah, woo. I dipped out. I was editing. I was listening. And I thought, you know what? I'll surprise everybody. I'll come in. I'll be like, hey, Lantern, what's going on? I was only going to stay for, maybe 10, 20 minutes and just, hey, Lantern, I got some good news. I'm going to unblock Larry. I think me and him have been, fighting enough. And then all of a sudden, Larry comes in, and he was like, I don't understand. He came in, guns blazing, and he was prepared with a lie list, which I'm baffled because I told the absolute truth in that truth stream. I felt like a weight had been lifted. You know what I'm saying? Like that truth stream, I just sat here and I said, hey guys, you want some truth? Here's what's been bothering Fears. Here's what's on my mind. And I sat here and I absolutely just said, here's what's going on with this. Here's what's going on with that. And I told the truth throughout that entire thing. Whether Larry wants to believe me or not, that's it. So I didn't appreciate him attacking me with a new lie list. And I'm like, what is this? What does this solve? It doesn't solve anything, Larry, because I know Larry's either watching now or he's going to watch it later. So I'm not making fun of you, Larry. Just what does another lie list solve? Nothing. It solves nothing. I was going to unblock you, but you had to start some more shit. And what he doesn't realize is people don't like getting harassed. This whole time he's been harassing me. If he would have left me alone, he probably would have been already unblocked, because when I blocked him, I just wanted some peace and quiet, and I was very upset when I first initially, blocked him. But he just kept constantly harassing me. So, Larry, you had your chance. I was going to unblock you tomorrow, but after what you did last night, that chance of that happening. Plus, he wants to dictate when I unblock somebody. Newsflash, Larry, and I'm not making fun of you. I'm just being open and honest. It's not your channel. Nobody will dictate how I run my channel what I say, what I do, who I block, who I unblock. And there's not a damn thing that he can do about it. I will unblock somebody if I want to, when I want to, and that's just how it is, you know? Like, that's like me going up to Randy saying, hey, Randy, I know you blocked Yakov, but you got to unblock him. Randy would be like, no, Fears, no. So, if he would have just left me alone, and again, people seem to forget who started all this Larry bullshit drama. Sure as hell wasn't me. What started this whole thing, and I hate to throw him under the bus, Larry, nothing was going on. Actually, everything was nice, calm, smooth. And then I think because it was so smooth and calm, I could be wrong on this, because nothing was going on, he made up some drama bullshit. Fears wants to kill animals. I hate animals. I'm sneaking poison in to kill them. Which I'm like, that is just so untrue, you know? And he didn't do it as a joke. Anyone that makes up rumors and lies wants to start some bullshit. That's just how it is. That's how the internet is. I've come to learn that. So, yeah. And now I will say, I probably overreacted, but I was just, the reason why I got so upset is I'm just so sick and tired of people not believing me when I'm telling the truth, making up rumors, making up lies. It's just ridiculous. There is not much maturity in this community. Like, I would rename the community, instead of the community, community drama. That's what it needs to be changed to. So, anyway, give me 1 second here. Oh, here he is. He's calling, and he says, dude, quit lying. I haven't lied about anything. My God. See, even when I'm open and honest, he thinks I'm lying. It's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to turn off my phone. So, yeah. So that's that. Another thing is I called Dave today, and I felt like such a horrible friend. Tina came on, and I appreciate Tina defending me, but I don't think anyone wanted to see Tina cry. I felt horrible. I was like, oh man, I said, all this trolley bullshit is getting out of hand. Now it's affecting my friends in real life, and I don't want to see Tina cry, you know? So I'm like, oh damn. And she was bawling her eyes out. If you think I'm lying about that, check Lantern's channel. She was crying. She was upset. Now, I will say this. I know Visions was just joking around, but Visions, if you're watching, I can't believe that Tina didn't know that Visions was pretending to be Larry Tate. And I was on my way to work, and I had my phone in the seat, and I'm not going to come into a live while I'm driving to work. So I heard all that stuff at the very end. I had my phone on, the live was on, and I had it in the seat, and I was just driving. So I listened to it, and I was like, Tina, how can you not know that's Vision? Now, Visions didn't say anything bad to Tina, but I was just like, Tina's like, oh, promise me, you won't troll John anymore. And I'm like, I wanted to say, Tina, that's Visions, you know? I'm like, and then Larry came in pretending to be Mama Tate, and Tina actually thought that was Larry's mom, and I'm just like, oh man, this is getting worse. I felt so bad. So today, after I got home and after I took a shower and had something to eat, and I took a nap, I called Dave. Let's see, it's 4:43 now. I think I called him 1:30ish and said, hey Dave, did you watch yesterday's live? And he said, no. Lantern's live, not my live. And he said, no, I fell asleep. I said, Tina came in there and she was upset and she was crying. And I said, I never want to see my friends upset, let alone me. Like, you guys don't want to see me crying, you know, because I actually have loving and loyal fans that actually care about me, you know. But I don't want to see Tina get upset about all this drama shit. So I felt really bad. I was like, oh man, I'm like, this fucking blows. I'm like, this fucking blows. I'm like, and it was just like not even a little cry. Like she was sobbing, and she was going like this. Her face was red. She had tears coming out, and I was like, all this drama. I'm like, now this drama is affecting people in my real life. Even my friend Sean asked me last night at work, and I swear on my life, he could tell something was up. Whenever I'm quiet at work, normally I'm very outgoing. I'm working. Me and Sean, because me and Sean, we don't always work side by side, but a lot of the times we work side by side. And last night was one of those times. So we're working, and he went, Fears, all right, this is 2 nights in a row, man, that you've barely said anything. He goes, what the hell is going on? I'm like, Sean, you know what's going on. He's like, no, I don't. I'm like, dude, you watch my show. He's like, well, Fears. He goes, I watch as much as I can. He goes, I don't watch every single show. He goes, is it still the Larry bullshit? And I said, yeah. I said, it never ends. And he goes, Larry, this is my friend's word, not me. He says, dude, what's this guy's problem? I said, I don't know. I said, and then I rephrased. I said, well, Sean, I think I know what it is. And he's like, well, what, Fears? I said, people in this community don't like to get blocked. I said, but sometimes that's what the block button's for. That's what the timeout's for. I said, sometimes, so Sean just watches. He's never made a video in his life. I said, Sean, sometimes it's too much. I said, being a YouTuber is hard, man. I said, you don't want to piss anybody off. You want to be a good YouTube influencer. Some people don't care. I care. I care about being a good influencer, good content, being a good host, not having drama either in my chat or on my channel. You know, back in the day, I left all the drama up. So, like back in the day, I'd be screaming and yelling and fuck you, I hope you fucking die, all that crap. I went through my channel and got rid of all those psycho, or as many as I could find off of both channels, because I'm like, I don't want all that crap on my channel ever again. And so I said, Sean, it's all that. And he said, well, what started all this? And I told Sean, I said, everything was fine. And I said, Sean, what's really funny is he thinks I hate the zoo and animals, and I don't. I said, there's only one animal I don't like. I don't like snakes. I said, ever since I stepped on a snake and a snake almost bit me at 5th grade camp, I've been petrified of snakes, and it's all psychological. And he's like, oh, well, Fears. He goes, snakes are weird animals. I'm like, I know they are. They don't have any arms, legs. It's just they slither and they can kill you, you know? So he said, well, it's understandable, Fears, that you're afraid of snakes. I said, yeah, but I said, that doesn't make me hate all animals. I said, and that's what he said. He said, I was going to kill a giraffe with poison. And he was like, that's nuts, Fears. He goes, I saw your lives. I said, yeah. I said, the only reason why I just wanted to feed the giraffe is I thought it would be cool for the live, and I was going to get a shot of me in the live feeding the animal, and then I was going to pop out my vlog camera. That's it. What's up, Bukaki? He says, Lantern, are you sure that it was Museum who timed you out? That's another thing. Lantern, Bukaki, Lantern told me off camera he's pretty pissed at museums. And Lantern, God bless his soul, I'm not making fun of you, Lantern. Lantern couldn't tell me why he's so upset with museum. I said, Lantern, what is it? I said, is it you got some beef with museum? I said, are you getting mad that he keeps, timing you out and untiming you out and timing, and Lantern, I don't know if you were tired or whatever, but Lantern couldn't give me an answer. I said, well, Lantern, it's none of my business. I'll just stay out of the drama, but it must get annoying, though. Lantern comes in a Discord, and then, you're timed out. And I'm like, well, maybe that's it. I said, maybe that's what the problem is. So, yeah. But, anyway, to make a long story short, I called Dave today, and I'll get back to the me and Sean conversation in a minute. So I called Dave and said, Dave, I said, I know I didn't make Tina cry, but I said, as your guys' friends, I said, I know you're not going to get an apology from Larry. And I said, I said, have you talked to Tina? And he goes, no. He goes, I've been out with James all day. And I said, I said, I guess Tina's at home? And he goes, yeah. And I said, okay. I said, well, when you get home, I said, you may want to talk to her and make sure she's okay, man. I said, because I said she was crying her eyes out on Lantern's stream yesterday. And I said, I felt really bad. I said, any friend would. I don't want to see Tina crying, you know. I don't want to see me crying. I don't want to see me upset. I don't want to see Tina upset. So I said, you may want to talk to her and see if she's okay. And he goes, oh, I definitely will, John. He goes, what made her cry? I said, well, she said multiple times she's upset because she doesn't like all the people giving me grief and giving me drama. And I said, so it's a little bit of the fighting between me and Larry, which I'm exhausted over. And I said, and just all the drama altogether. I said, I think it finally got to her, Dave, and she just started crying. Now, me and Visions, Visions, I don't, Bukaki, I know you're good friends with Visions. I don't know if he's watching right now. Visions, I'm still your friend. I still think you're a cool guy. I think it was a little messed up to convince Tina that you were Larry. I mean, I know it was probably all in good fun and he was joking. Now, he didn't say anything bad. That's one thing about Visions. He did not say anything bad about Tina and Dave and James. He just acted like Larry. So I'll give him that. But I just thought, it's the wrong time to, make a joke, because Tina was very upset. But he did say some nice things. I remember him saying that he respects Tina and he respects James and Dave. So that was nice. So, and I wanted to say something to Tina, but I had my cell phone on my passenger seat, on the passenger seat, and I was driving to work, and I was just listening because I like to be hands-free, no phone in my hand while I'm driving. And I thought, well, I'm not going to go into the live while I'm driving. I said, because that would be unsafe. So I said, I'll just have to tell Dave, hey, she got upset, she was crying. So I did that. So I apologized. Hey, what's up, Dave? Dave, I was just talking to you. Nothing bad. I was saying all good things. So I called Dave, and on behalf of Larry, I apologize that Tina got so upset. And so, Dave, I'm really sorry, man. I never want to see Tina cry like that. So there's that. And then I also had a conversation with Lantern today before my live. I said, hey, Lantern, I said, the last couple of times I've came into your show, I said, it's been a disaster. I said, Lantern, I said, I think I should just stay away, for a couple of weeks, let everybody cool down, let Larry cool down, let me cool down, because I'm so sick to death of arguing. It's ridiculous. And I said, every time I've tried to come on your show, Lantern, I said, I feel like I get attacked, whether it's by Larry or Yakov or whoever. Not Visions. Visions has never attacked me or Bukaki. But I said, I either get it from Yakov or I get it from Museum or I get it from Larry. And I said, I don't want to interrupt your show anymore, Lantern. And I could tell Lantern was, I don't know if hurt's the wrong word, bummed. I could tell Lantern was bummed because Lantern likes having me on his show. I said, Lantern, I'm not saying I'll never come on the show. I said, I just think everybody needs some time apart. Or at least I do. Let everybody calm down because I was fully intended to unblock Larry. But my point is instead of just letting things drop, he had a list ready to go. And there's no accountability. Larry will never admit that he's wrong. Never. Yakov will never admit. No troll will admit when they're wrong. But apparently I have to always admit when I'm wrong. I have to admit always when I lie. And it's just so unfair. And I hate to throw Larry on the bus, but he recently lied. So if he wants to throw me under the bus, I know he's lying about Mama Tate. I know he is. Because a couple days ago, Lantern sent me both his new channel, Darren Stevens, and Mama Tate. So it does still exist. And in a voicemail, he said, you took down Larry Tate, 26, and Mama Tate's gone. Which he lied. One, so that was two lies. One, I had nothing to do with Larry Tate, his channel getting taken down, his main one. Two, Mama Tate still exists. So that was a lie. So you lied. And I know that because I said, hey, Lantern, I said, did Larry tell you to send me these links because he wants me to unblock? And he said, yeah. And I said, okay. I said, well, thanks, Lantern. I said, I'll save them. And I said, I'll keep them in our Discord message. So whenever I do decide to unblock Larry, they're right there. And I clicked on them, and Darren Stevens' channel was alive and well. And I clicked on Mama Tate, and Mama Tate is alive and well. So I was like, oh, so he lied. I'm like, he lied. Because in a voicemail he said, yeah, Mama Tate's destroyed. No, it is not. So he lied. But again, that's not the point. The point is I'm trying to say it as nicely as possible. He is not acting his age. You know, the lack of maturity in this community is staggering. It's disgusting. All this because he how should I word it? All this because he made up some rumors, and he what's up, Visions? And because I won't unblock him, you know? So yeah. So I just don't get it. And again, whenever me and Sean were talking last night, he's like, my friend Sean literally looked at me and said, well, Fears, do you think this is ever going to end? Like, how are you going to fix all this? And I just gave it like a good 5-second pause, and I was like, you know what, Sean? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, maybe it'll never end. And he goes, well, hopefully it'll end, Fears. I'm like, I don't think he'll stop, Sean, until I unblock him. You know? But I said I don't want to unblock him right now. I was going to on Saturday, but after him trying to come in and attack me with a list, I'm just like, this is bullshit. Why does he want to? I said, why does he want to start more stuff? So that's not true, fangirl. Okay, I did not pretend to be Larry, so don't start any shit. Visions, I didn't say anything bad about you. I didn't. I don't know why you didn't get a notification. All I said was this. I said I called Dave today, and I apologized for Tina getting so upset. I said, Larry, I think it was a mixture of Larry, you know, causing a bunch of drama, and Tina sick of the drama, and so she got upset. And I said, well, if no one's going to apologize to Dave, I said, I'll call him and apologize. I said, Dave, even though I didn't cause Tina to cry, I said, you may want to watch the live back. And he said, oh, what happened? Apparently he didn't watch any of it because he said he went to sleep. And I said, you need to watch the live. I said, towards the end of it, Tina came in and she defended me. I said she defended me, and in the process of defending me, I said she got really upset and was crying. And I said, the only thing I didn't like, I know you didn't say anything bad, Visions, but I thought it was in poor taste for you to pretend to be Larry, because Tina absolutely believed that you were Larry, and then Larry was pretending to be his mom. And I wanted to say something to Tina like, hey, Tina, you know, Visions is just joking around. That's not really Larry. And I couldn't because I was on the way to work, and I like to be hands-free whenever I drive. So I just had my cell phone like laying on my driver's seat, and I had the live open, and I was listening. And the whole time I was like, Tina, that's not Larry. I'm like, you're having a conversation with Visions, and I know you're half serious, Visions, and you like to joke around. And it was a little funny, but again, you didn't say anything bad to Tina. I was just like, oh man, I'm like, I don't want to see Tina get that upset. I don't want to see any of my friends. She was bawling her eyes out. And I was like, I feel like a shitty friend. I was like, there's nothing I can do. I got to go to work. I said, if I stop on the side of the road and come into the live, I'll be late to work, you know? So I couldn't, so I called Dave, and, well, see, I'm a good friend, Visions. I don't want to be mean to you. I just thought it was in poor taste, you know? So I'm not blaming you. I'm just like, I've never seen Tina that upset. Usually, whenever I hang out with Tina and James, she's very cheerful, And it just didn't need to happen. I was like, oh my God, like I appreciate Tina coming in. And you guys heard what I said last night. I was thanking her. I said, hey, Tina, I said, that was very nice. I appreciate you standing up for me. I said, hey, please, Tina, I said, don't cry. I said, I don't want, I, what am I trying to say? I said, Tina, I said, please don't cry. Like, I don't remember exactly what I said, classic fears memory, but you guys heard me. I was like, Tina, please don't cry. I said, I appreciate you defending me. And I said, and I think I remember I said something like, Tina, I said, it's not going to, I said, Larry will not change. I said, Larry's going to do whatever the hell he wants. I said, no matter how much you defend me, you know, and I said, he won't stop until I unblock him. Now, I didn't like that you said Fears needs to learn his lesson. What lesson do I need to be taught? I don't understand. All I did was stand up for myself when Larry started it, and he made up some bullshit. So if me standing up for myself, I need to learn some type of quote-unquote lesson, that's ridiculous, you know? So I don't think I need to learn any lesson. I know exactly what Larry's trying to do. Larry is just like, he's a carbon copy of Yakov. Just not as bad. Yakov, I gave 40 chances. I am not about to give Larry like 40 chances. I told Randall, I don't even remember how many chances I gave Yakov. That's how many chances I gave him. You know? So yeah. But I never want to see Tina like that again. It hurt me. You know, I was like, damn. I said, so now all this drama between me and Larry is affecting other people, you know, in a very bad way. That's not what my channel is all about. You guys know what my channel is all about. My channel is about movies and nerd stuff and making people laugh and having good times. And it hasn't been good for a while. I need to find a way to make both my channels fun again and not have so much drama, because this is getting way out of hand, you know? It really is. It's just crazy. It's insane. It's nuts. And Tina got really hurt. Like, she was red in the face, bawling her eyes out. That hit me pretty hard. I was like, damn. So as a man, I called Dave and said, hey, Dave, even though I didn't make Tina cry, even though I didn't start anything, I feel like I owe you and your family an apology. But I said, because I know Larry's not going to give you one. I said, because Larry doesn't have your number. Now, if Larry was an actual man, he would go into Dave's Discord and say, hey, you know what, Dave? I pushed a joke too far, and if whatever I did made Tina cry, then I'm sorry. So I hope he does that. Maybe Larry already has done that. I'm not in Dave's Discord, so if he did do that, then that's good, you know? And again, I'm not making fun of Larry whatsoever. I'm just trying to have a civil conversation with you guys. But, that was hard to watch. And I didn't watch all of it because I watched it until I parked my car in my job parking lot, and then I turned off my phone because I don't bring my phone in every once in a while. But again, see, Kate just tried to start something there. But, you know, I timed her out because I'm trying to have a serious conversation. She says, Vision said he was disappointed you pretend. I did not once pretend. She likes to start stuff too. I never pretended to be Larry. Wouldn't want to pretend to be Larry, you know. So let's see. Bukaki says I've been slacking. Me too. I haven't edited. I've been editing, but I haven't uploaded anything in a couple days, buddy. It's been a while. What's up, Tokes? He says poor Tina. Yeah, I felt terrible. I felt terrible. I was like, oh, so now all this drama between me and Larry is affecting Tina, and she's a very nice person. Because I haven't met many people down here. I mean, I've met people at work and stuff. Like, Sean's a good friend, even though he's never been on camera. He hates getting his picture taken. And he's like, Fears, I'll support you. I'll watch it. He goes, but I don't want to be in your vlogs. He goes, you're a good guy. He goes, it's nothing to you. He goes, I hate. He goes, even at like Christmas holidays, he goes, he recently got married and he's about to have his first kid. He goes, I'll probably be the one taking the photos, Fears. He goes, I never want to be in any of my family photos. I was like, well, that's you. I said, I get it. I said, if you don't want to be in your family videos or if you don't want to be in a photo, buddy, I'm like, I understand. But he watches and he's like, I hate to see you like this, Fears. I'm like, yeah, you're telling me, Sean. He goes, where's the old, like, happy-go-lucky Fears? I'm like, dude, he's still here. I said, I've just had it up to here with all the lies and the drama and the bullshit and people making crap up about me. And he's like, it must be a lot, Fears. I'm like, that's an understatement, Sean. But I'm like, I appreciate all your nice words. And he's like, yeah. He's like, hey, man, I'm here for you. And I was like, well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. It's a lot. Which I don't think I deserve any of this. So, yeah. Now, I will say the mystery caller hasn't called in 2 days. Knock on wood. Hopefully, whoever that was got all that crazy bullshit out of his system. Now that I said something, guaranteed he'll probably call me. And it's nuts. I hope things get better. So yeah. Well, there you go, Bukaki. I know you're just joking. You were not bawling your eyes out. But hey, it was good to hear from you, man. It was good to, well, we kind of caught up whenever I was in there before I ducked out. But hey, it was good to talk to you, Bukaki, in there. And it was good to hang out with you, Visions, for a little bit. You were cleaning off, it was a black and yellow board. You were wiping something down. You were cleaning something. I can't remember what it was. But always a pleasure to hang out with you guys both. But I know you weren't bawling your eyes out, Bukaki. I know you're just joking around. But yeah. Vision says, I did feel bad about that. Yeah. I mean, I know you were joking. And again, Visions, before you came in, I didn't say anything bad. I said, I just think it was stepping over the line a little bit. And then I said, before you came in, I said, Visions didn't say anything bad. I said, yeah, you actually said some nice things. Like, you acting as Larry Tate, you said, well, I don't know how you word it, but you said, I respect you and I respect your whole family. You said something like that. So you didn't say anything bad. I just thought it was a little bit in poor taste. I'm like, well, Tina's already upset. And I wanted to say something, but I was like, well, I'm not going to go into a live while I'm driving on the way to work. I'm like, that's not safe. So I said, tomorrow after I get off, I said, I'll take a nap, I'll get some breakfast. I said, and then in the afternoon before my live, I said, I'll call Dave and be like, hey, I think Visions, and I said it like this, Visions. I called Dave and said, I think Visions meant it all in good fun. He also did it, I think, to calm her down. But I said, Tina was bawling her eyes out. And I said, hey, Dave, I said, you may want to talk to Tina because he hadn't talked to her all day. He said, oh, I've been at James's school all day and I've been doing other stuff. I said, well, when you get back, I said, you may want to sit down with your wife and see if she's okay. I said, she was red in the face. She was bawling her eyes out. I felt like a shitty friend. I felt so bad for her. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, this is nuts. So it was pretty bad. So I hope she never cries like that ever again, you know? It was hard to watch that, if I'm being honest. I was channeling Larry. I don't know what's going on in his brain. I don't know either. I have no idea. Like, Larry is a nice guy sometimes, but sometimes he just takes it way too far. Him and Yakov. And I just can't deal with that, you know? They take a joke. Instead of, like, one little joke, it's like they take a joke that's like a little joke and make it into a massive joke. And they push it to the absolute limit. And I'm just like, ugh. Like, none of my other friends do that. And it's too overwhelming. It's too nuts sometimes. And sometimes I'm like, leave me alone. Like, enough's enough. Plus, I don't take jabs at him. I don't remember someone said that in the live last night. I have in the past. No one likes to be called out on their bullshit. So me calling Larry out, that's not making fun of him. That's not jabbing him. That's just saying, hey, he did this, and this happened. Because if he never would have made up all those rumors about all that Zeus stuff, none of this shit would have happened. And yeah, I did overreact. But you guys want to know the reason why I overreacted is because, and I'm not mad. I haven't raised my voice. I've been very calm. because I just want to say what I want to say, and then I want to get back to the live because I hate talking about this stuff. If he would have never made up all that stuff, the reason why I overreacted was I hit my. Everyone has their boiling point. It just some people are good about not overreacting or freaking out, but eventually, if you kept going like that, if I walked up to Bukaki and just kept, eventually you'd be like, Fears, you punch me in the shoulder one more time, I'm gonna fucking knock your ass out. Everyone's got their breaking point at some time. It just may take a little bit longer, but eventually you will break. You know? That's why I loved it, like when the dude and Jason, and I'm not gonna say anything bad about them, I said, you guys would crack. He goes, no, Fears, I would never crack. And I'm like, you're lying. I'm like, you are lying. I said, everyone's got their point when they crack, you know? I said, it may take a little bit longer, but I said, you would eventually crack if you got as much of the shit that I go through, you know? I said, it would take a little bit longer, but you eventually would crack. And they, no, that's not true, Fierce. I'm like, yes, it is. And they were trying to get me to believe. And we had this conversation a long time ago because I haven't talked to the dude in quite a while, and I sure as hell haven't talked to Jason in quite a while. So back then I was like, you guys would crack. I said it would just take a little bit longer, but you would. So yeah. But Larry, and I'll give Larry this. The other guy, whoever the other guy that's calling me, that guy's never said anything nice. Larry has Larry has left some nice voicemails. Like he said, hey man, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something like, that truth stream you did was a step in the right direction. You got to unblock me though. So yeah. So that was a nice one, but other ones, he's threatened me, hey, if you don't unblock me, I'm going to make your trip a living hell whenever you go and visit your mom. Well, that's a threat. I don't like being threatened. That's the wrong way to motivate someone. Like, I don't understand why he doesn't see that. If he would have just left me alone, he probably would have already been unblocked by now. But and I said this to Randall. Randall's like, I get exactly where you're coming from, Fears. He goes, if someone keeps harassing you, why would you unblock them? I said, I wouldn't. I said, Randall, I wouldn't. I said, if he just left me alone for a couple months, I said he'd probably be already unblocked by now, Anyway. So yeah. What's up, Crumbles? Tina said that Larry made John upset to the verge of sheer rage. Yeah, I mean, he's gotten me pretty mad. I don't know if it was sheer rage, Tokes, but he's gotten me pretty mad. Sometimes words hurt. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not going to deny it. The trolls have made me cry. Not for a very long time, but they've made me cry in the past, I mean, and nobody likes getting made fun of, But I just hate it that... let's see, how do I want to word it? I just hate it that they always call me out, but the minute I call them out, Larry, Yakov, Quentin, none of them has ever admitted, you know what, I stepped over the line. I'll admit I was wrong. Hey, I'm sorry, Fears. There's no accountability. And there's no respect. There's the community is so immature. Case in point, Kate came in and said, no, Fears, it wasn't visions. It was all you. I'm like, no, it was not. Shut the hell up. That's why I timed her out, because I was like, that's not true. That's another lie, So they're so quick to throw me under the bus, and they're so quick to like psychoanalyze everything I do and say, oh, that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie. But they don't like it when I call them out. So you would think it'd be a two-way street, and it's not. They're like, no, fuck you, Fears. We can say whatever the hell we want, and you're always the bad guy. And I don't remember who last night said Fears needs to be taught a lesson. I was like, that is the most insane thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. I was like, learn a lesson from what? I'm just standing up for myself. Nothing was going on, and then Larry just had to make up some bullshit that one day. Oh, yeah, Fears, I could tell you didn't want to be there at the zoo. How do you know he wasn't there? He doesn't know. And the most absurd thing was, it was my idea to go to the zoo in the first place. He tends to forget this shit. I was the one that said, hey, guys, I got a great idea. If someone pays me $20 for the ticket, I haven't been to the zoo in a while. Hey, I'll do a surprise vlog for you guys, which, by the way, that footage is coming. And he thinks that I lied about the lake jump. No, I did not. I've got the lake jump. It's on my, it's on this memory card right here. It's just not in my camera right now. So all that stuff is coming. If he would have never said any of that stuff, like, it makes no sense. If I truly did not like the zoo, then why would I say, hey, someone pay my ticket, you know, in the whatever it is, the super chat or the goals. And yeah, if someone gives me enough money to go to that, I'll do a surprise vlog. And before any of that stuff, you know why I did that? I said, you know what? I said, I haven't done like an epic adventure vlog in a while. I said, oh, I know. I said, now I can do goals. I can set goals. I know, to give back to the fans, I'll just be, hey, if someone pays for my ticket, I'll go. I'll do a surprise vlog. And then when someone did it, Dave was the one that paid for the ticket. Right after the live, I called Dave. I said, Dave, do you want to go? And he was like, hey, can I bring James? I'm like, yeah, the more the merrier. Bring James. We had a great time. Now, it's true, I don't like snakes. That's the only animal I don't like, because it was so traumatic. And I've told you guys the story, but I'll refresh everybody's memory. Me and my friend was at 5th grade camp. I had no idea there was a snake on the path, and it was like the snake, let's say my celery is the snake. There was a bunch of leaves, and the snake was here, and I stepped on the leaves because I thought it was just a pile of leaves. Obviously, if you step on a snake, it's going to get pissed off. It jumped out through the air, and it was coming at me, and my friend punched it out of the way. The snake went flying that way, and I fucking took off running down the path, and it like fucking traumatized me, and I cannot stand snakes. I can't be near them. I've tried to hold them in past vlogs when I was younger, but that was just, someone dared me, and I said, I can do it. I can hold a snake. But Larry doing these over-the-top stories, you want to kill animals, Fears, like you're going to sneak some poison in and kill them, and I'm just like, this is all lies. I'm like, it's all lies. It's so ridiculous. So dumb. And I just get, it's exhausting. I get fed up of this crap. So yeah, it's insane. See, that's not right, Crumbles. That's not what he's doing. He's not joking. Now he's trying to harass me. So if it started off as a joke, I'll admit I did overreact. But the reason why I overreact is because I just could not take another rumor, another lie about me. I'm like, that's just 100% not the truth. You know, I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So if it started off as a joke, it was the wrong time and place to do a joke, because I'm so sick of rumors, lies. Carrie does it all the time, and I'm not making fun of Carrie. I don't even know if I should say what she said, because I don't want another hate stream. But I'll say it. I just won't make fun of her. She's thought for years that I'm bi and that I'm gay. I'm like, that's 100% not true. Just because I don't like Carrie in a sexual way, or just because I don't like Carrie, I don't think Carrie's attractive, doesn't mean that I wouldn't want to be Carrie's friend. And I think that was like a crush to her ego or something. But that doesn't make me gay or bi, or she said both. Like a few times she's like, oh, Fears is totally gay. I'm like the most manliest guy ever. I'm like, I've never shown a shred of gayness in me whatsoever. Then a couple years later she changed. Well, he may not be gay, but oh, for sure he's bi. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You know? And I'm just sick and tired of talking about all this stuff. And then I told Dave today, Dave, you can confirm this. I said, Dave, you know what another problem is? I said, even when I tell the truth, I said, it's so frustrating because they always bring up my past. Maybe only 1% of the community, the people that actually care, believe me. and then the other 99% don't believe me. And I said, Dave, even when I'm telling the truth, they don't believe me. And I said, I'm absolutely telling the truth. And Dave, you know what you said. You were like, well, that probably gets frustrating, Fierce. I'm like, yeah. I said, it gets really frustrating. Well, I can't make up for the past, but I really want to make up. I can't make. What I'm trying to say is I can't make up for the past. I was young. I was stupid. I made some mistakes. I admitted my mistakes. I'm like, well, I can't change the past, but I can do better in the present and I can do better in the future. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Like, the fattest I've ever been is 240, and I just checked my weight. I'm down to 192. So I still got a belly, but at least I'm headed to the right direction, you know? That's the fattest I've been, 240, since I've lived down here in Florida. So, yeah. So people don't think that I work out. And I'm like, I don't work out every day, but I try to get at least 3 versions of exercise, a week. Whether it's 2 days in the gym and then 1 day when I go out and do my walks. That's why I film each of them, because if I don't film it, I would love to work out off camera. But if I work off camera and say, hey guys, I had a 30-minute run. That's bullshit, Fears. You didn't fucking run, 30 minutes. I'd be like, well, how do they know? How do they know? Were you there? There's a lot of mind readers. So that's why I always have to film my workouts, because then they can't say shit. Like, oh yeah, all right. There's the proof. Fears actually did work out, So I don't know. Oh, okay. If I misread it, Kate, then I apologize. Because I was like, I did not pretend to be Larry. I mean, I was a little disappointed in Visions. But I know that Visions was trying to calm Tina down. And I know Visions didn't make Tina cry, because Tina already was crying, before when she was talking to me. And I said, hey, Tina, I said, I've really got to go. I said, if I stay any longer, I said, I'm going to be late to work. Thank God I wasn't late to work. But it was a blow to the heart. I was like, I don't want to see Tina crying and stuff. I hope Larry goes into Dave's Discord and apologizes to him, because Tina did not deserve that, Like, you guys don't want to see me cry. I don't want to see myself cry. And it's the same thing with Tina. I don't want to see a good friend like Tina. Like, that would crush my heart if, if I saw Randall crying. I'd be like, oh, damn, dude, what the fuck's going on? Nobody wants to see their good friends cry. Or I sure as hell don't, So she was bawling her eyes out. She was turning red. She had tears gushing down her face. And I was like, oh, man, this is so fucked up. So, yeah. It was really hard to... Oh, shit, you haven't been to bed? Oh, damn, Visions. He says, I haven't been to bed yet. I've legit been printing since yesterday at around... Well, why didn't you go to bed after Lantern's stream? You should have got some sleep, buddy, because you're working on fumes, man. Oh, that sucks. Oh, damn. Well, that's not good. Well, you may want to get like a little nap in, before Lantern goes live. So, Lantern, I hope you don't mind me saying this. So, I didn't have enough time to talk to Lantern after the live last night, because I pulled in and I turned off my phone and I left my phone in the passenger seat, and then I had to walk right into work, and then I sat down in the break room for like 5 minutes and just I had a cup of coffee, and then I had to clock in, and then we did our team meeting, and then I had to get right to work. Thank God it wasn't a busy night. We only had what was it, 35,000, excuse me. So it wasn't too bad. I actually could have went home early, and I was like, nah, I'm good, man. I told my boss, I said, I'll stay for the whole thing. So I got off at 9. But yeah. Tina tends to treat friends like family. But to see, that's a good quality, Dave. So tell Tina she doesn't have to apologize for that. That's a great quality. I wish all people would be like that. Like, I love my friends and my family. I would do anything for my mom, my brother, whenever my dad was alive. I would do anything for my friends and my family, you know? Because without my friends and my family, there is no John Fears. I kid you not. I would do anything for my friends and my family. Like, it would go family first, and then, like, I always put myself at the bottom of the totem pole. It would be family first, then my friends, and then the fans, and then, oh, well, I'm sorry, hang on. It would be my family first, then my friends, then any of my coworkers at work, because I actually work with those people, and then it would be the fans, and then it would be me. So I always put me at the very bottom of the pole. And another thing that's frustrating is none of these trolls, they never see the aftermath. They only see what's in this box, you know? Like, there's been times where I've just sat on that couch over there, and I'm just like, man, when will this end? When will it end? I'm like, yeah, I'm not perfect, but at some point, can't they just cut me some slack? Can't they just leave me alone? Can't they just, like, stop? Larry could have stopped it, but he already had a game plan, you know? And I was not going to cause any drama. Now, I watch it. Tonight, when Lantern does his show, I don't know who, either Yakov or Larry will be like, Lantern, that was fucked up. Fears was a fucking asshole to you. He ruined your fucking show last night, and I absolutely did not ruin the show. You know? Not at all. You know? Larry had a game plan. He's like, I have a list, Fears. We need to discuss this. I've got a list. I'm like, a list of what? You know? I'm just like, come on, dude. Get over your fucking self. I'm like, good God. You know? All I want to do, I came in, you know, when Lantern played my song, and I was like, yeah, woo. I'm like, all right, Lantern, I'll be back. I took a shower. I was editing. I love to listen to the Lantern show while I'm editing. That's exactly what I did. I threw on the headphones, and I was editing away. And before Larry came in, I thought, you know what? I'm like, here's a good time. I'll just go in for 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, see if Visions comes in, see if Museum comes in, hang out with all the guys. And then I was going to call it a night. But while I was in there, I was going to be like, hey, guys, guess what? Good news. You know, I'm sick of fighting with Larry. I think I'll just, call it quits, and I'll just unblock him on Saturday. And that's all I was going to say. And then the minute he comes in, I was like, all right, Fears, try to get along with Larry. And I said, hey, Larry, I'm going to unblock you on Saturday. He's like, well, that's not good enough, Fears. You got to unblock me tonight. I'm like, who cares if I unblock you tonight or Saturday? I'm like, I'm going to unblock you. And he's like, well, that's all fine and dandy, but I got a list, Fears. We got to have a serious talk. And I'm like, oh, God, here we go. And I knew it. I knew as soon as he brought out this magical list, I knew it was going to go south. And I was like, oh, God. I'm like, here. So I'm like, he just wanted to restart it again. And I'm like, I do not want to restart it again. And plus, Visions, I know you made a good point. And it was a good point. I wish I could have a conversation with Larry. But I talk over Larry. Larry talks over me. And it's hard to get your point out. And I'm just like, Lantern, you don't have to kick him out. But let me just say what I want to say. And then I'll leave. Another reason why I do that is because I'm so sick to death of fighting with people. You know, I don't want to hear what Larry has to say because it's the same old shit over and over and over and over and over and over. I'm like, I get it. I've lied in the past. I get it. I'm sick of hearing about it, you know? You got me. I'm not perfect. My bad, you know? Am I trying to be the best version of myself? Absolutely, you know? I don't know what else to do or say. Me and my friend Sean at work had a conversation about this. And I swear, it was literally something out of a movie. I don't know if Sean was doing this just to make me laugh. He went, well, Fears, how do you think it's going to stop? What are you going to do to make it stop? And I just paused and I was like, I don't know, Sean. I'm like, I really don't know. I'm like, maybe it'll never end. I'm like, I hope it does. I'm like, I hope things get back to normal. I hope things get back on track. I hope people will start to believe me. But I said, I think I've dug myself a grave. I said, it'll probably be a long time before anyone believes me. And he's like, that's crazy, Fears. He goes, I've actually seen you tell the truth. I'm like, I know, isn't it frustrating? I said, even when I tell the truth, they're like, nah, yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's full of shit. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm actually telling the truth. I'm actually being open and honest like I am right now, and like how I was open on the Truth Stream. You know, like I told the entire story of the whole Casey thing. You probably thought that was a lie. Only 3 people in the community believe me about the whole Casey story. And I know because they said, we believe you, Fierce. I told the whole story to Visions. He believed me. I told the whole story to Walter. And he said, yeah, that makes sense, Fierce. He goes, I absolutely 100% believe you. If you think I'm lying, you can ask Walter yourself. And then I told it to Joey in a private conversation. Like it was a couple of weeks after Joey got back from his trip and after me and Joey buried the hatchet. Because Joey, I can't remember, either Joey called me or I called him, and he brought it up. He said, what's up with all this, like, crackpot always bringing Casey up? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I could care less about my ex, and crackpot always brings up my ex in LC's Discord, and it's so pathetic. I don't care about her anymore. I don't think about her anymore. I don't want to talk about her anymore. And so I said, you want to hear the whole story, Joey? And he goes, yeah, tell me. And I told the same story I told Joey was the same story I told Visions and Walter. I'm just using that as an example. But even when I tell the truth, Larry and Yakov and other trolls, they don't believe me. And it's just so damn frustrating. And again, I'm not mad. I haven't raised my voice. I'm frustrated. You guys can tell. But am I mad? No, I'm more frustrated and I'm more exhausted because I just want all this bullshit to stop. It's ridiculous. It's insane. It's insane. Anyway. I'm glad Tina came on, but Lantern Stream isn't really the place for serious conversation. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Visions. And I was like, when I was watching it, one, I couldn't say anything because I don't want to come on alive while I was driving. I said, well, that's not safe. But I wanted to come in. I said, I can't stop. I said, if I stop and pull in a gas station and come in, I said, I'll be late to work. And I said, I don't want to be late to work. And I was like, and I thought, I'm like, Tina has heard Vision's voice before. I'm like, she'll get it. It's a joke eventually. And then when she didn't, I was like, oh man, I'm like, she actually thinks this is Larry. I'm like, this is horrible. I'm like, and then when she was crying, I was like, oh man, this is bad. I'm like, this is really bad. So, well, that's good, Dave. Yeah, well, Dave, that's the reason why I called you. I said, I know you haven't had a conversation with her yet, but I just wanted to apologize on Larry's behalf. You know, for him, it was both. Larry made Tina cry, I think, with all this bullshit between me and him fighting, and just the drama itself, I think, made her cry. So, that was hard. That was really hard to watch Tina cry, and I felt such a shitty person. I felt a horrible friend. I was like, oh man. I was like, and she was sobbing, you know, like she got as red as me sometimes when I get mad, and I was like, oh man, this is nuts. This is insane. So yeah. Vision says, I think getting in a huge fight and dividing the community over whether someone is joking about not liking the zoo, if they are serious, maybe we could just move on. I would love to, Visions, but Larry is constantly harassing me. Like, no one's gonna dictate when I unblock someone, how to run my channel. That would be like me going up to Randall. Randall, fuck your channel. Now it's my channel. I'll tell you how to fucking run your channel. Randall would just look at me and go, that's not gonna happen, Fears. One, I would never do that. I was just using that as an example. Larry's trying to tell me, oh no, Fears, you're going to unblock me when I tell you to. No. That's not how that works. I will unblock you when I want to, if I want to, because he's definitely hurt my feelings and he's caused me so much. It's exhausting, all this crap. So I don't like being threatened. I don't like when people, because I don't tell anyone how to run their show. Absolutely not. So anyway. I paid for the lake jump. Oh, it's coming, Tokes. And you know what? Another thing. It was the worst luck in the world, Tokes. We had 3 cameras. I'm trying to remember this right. we had my GoPro, we had Dave's GoPro, and then we had my phone running. And we got back to my house from eating, and I said, hey, guys, it's starting to sprinkle. I said, we got to do it now. I said, because I want to get this lake jump over with. And so I told them, I said, you guys stand over here. I said, I'm going to get at the top of it. I said, I'm going to do a run, and I'm going to do a jump. And I got the whole jump on my GoPro. And then Dave called me the next day and said, hey, Fears, I filmed it on my GoPro, but I don't remember how. But Dave said some of his footage got corrupted on his GoPro, because Dave's GoPro, it's not like a official GoPro like this. It's kind of like a it looks like this, but it's not an actual GoPro. It's like an aftermarket type of, I don't know what's the right word. It's a similar version of a GoPro. So that part got corrupted. And then, Togs, to make matters worse, just as I jumped, the fucking internet cut out on the live. And I got so much shit from Larry and everybody. He's like, Fears is a fucking asshole. He faked the fucking jump. And I was like, no, it seems like I have the worst luck in the world. I said, I can't predict when the internet and when the weather's going to come, but I have the whole jump. And the reason why I jumped the second time, I was like, oh, well, that was a quick live. I said, if I just jump once, it won't be a long video. So I said, to make it longer, I just said, hey, Dave, keep filming. Went to the top, and I jumped again. Thank God I jumped twice, but I have the whole 2 jumps on my GoPro. My footage did not get corrupted. It's coming. Like always, I'm just behind on my video editing, but that's why I did my live today early. So 1, I wouldn't interrupt Lantern's stream. 2, I can just listen to the stream and do some edits, and I don't have to go to work tonight. And I want to finish this because I've got 2 episodes to go. So either on Saturday or Sunday, I'm going to review all of season 1. So far, it's a B+. Not too bad. But I promise, Stokes, it is coming. I'm trying to catch up with everybody's comments, and then once I get done with all this, I don't want to ever talk about this ever again. So yeah. N4 says, not a troll comment. I think the lesson is they don't want you to control other people's shows like Lantern or LC's Discord. But see, the thing is, I don't control Lantern. No, I'm sorry. Lantern doesn't have a Discord. I don't control Lantern's show. Literally, Larry is screaming over me. I'm talking over him. I'm like, Lantern, I'm exhausted about fighting with this guy. Let me just say what I want to say, and then I'll leave. And then I don't feel welcome anymore on Lantern's show. Every time I come on, or don't come on, Yakov, makes a jab at me, and so does Larry. And so I just don't want to deal with it anymore, So yeah. Well, thank you, Kate. That's very nice of you to send me a $1.99 donation. I appreciate that. I haven't had a donation in a while, so I will heart it. I appreciate that. And I got 3. She got 3 likes. Well, now you're gonna get 4 likes. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. So yeah. All right. So yeah. All right. Here comes a fake Carrie. So this is a troll. So I'm just gonna get rid of it because I don't even care what. I know that's not Carrie. That's someone pretending to be Carrie. Hi, Tina. Oh, Tina, I'm glad you're here. Tina, I'm so sorry that you got that upset yesterday. I'm sure you've been here for a while, Tina. I've been trying to get through the chat as quickly as possible. You know how I am. I get behind sometimes, Tina. But Tina, I'm so sorry. Tina, I just want to let you know. I appreciate you coming to my rescue. Visions pulled a little prank on you. He didn't say anything bad, but Tina, you were not talking to Mama. You were not talking to Larry Tate. Visions was just joking around, and then Larry was pretending to be his mom. That was Larry. So, and Tina, I wanted to say something, but I always like to be hands-free whenever I'm driving, Tina, and I wasn't about to come into a live while I was driving to work. So, I'm sorry that you got that upset, Tina. It was really hard to watch you cry and bawl your eyes out, Tina. But, Tina, I appreciate you coming to my defense, and I felt horrible, Tina. I'm sorry that all this drama made you cry. Like, Tina, I felt so bad. I was like, oh man, now all this drama is like affecting people that I care about, like good friends in my real life. Because I work nights, I don't meet a lot of people in Florida. Like really the only people I've met is I met LC and his family, and they're good friends. Randall was already living here because after film school, Randall and his mom have lived here, I think, 15 years now. And then I met, this is the order of the people that I met when I moved here. I met Casey first. I'm sorry, I met up with Randall first, and we hung out, but really, me and Randall were already friends by then. Met Casey, that didn't work out. Then the next people I met was LC and his family, and they're great friends. And then I met Tina and her family, and then in between Tina's family and LC, I met Sam, because me and Sam worked together, and that didn't work out. So I'm glad for Tina's friendship, Dave's and James. They're wonderful people. I'm honored to be all their friends, and I'm honored to be LC. And LC's family is so nice. Like, I've gotten tons of hospitality from LC's family. They always invite me to their Christmas party, and their Christmas parties are amazing. He has a wonderful family. Dave has a wonderful family. They're both wonderful people, and I'm honored to be both their friends, you know? I just hope things get better. I really do. So, fingers crossed. I really hope they don't get any worse, because you guys don't want to see Fears get mad. All my loving and loyal fans, you guys are sick and tired of all this shit. Look at my eyes. I'm sure as hell sick and tired of this shit. It's exhausting. Ugh. So, yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Vision says, too much to do before the post office closed. Oh, is that the reason why you didn't get any sleep? Oh, damn, Visions. That's not good. Well, maybe try to get like a nap in before you go on Lantern's show. So, yeah. What's up, Walter? Walter, I forgot to check the, Walter said he was going to send me something. Walter, right after this. Oh, no. I think the P.O. box is closed. It's 5:41. I think they close their doors at 6. Tomorrow, before I take all those clothes and stuff to the Goodwill, because if you guys saw that live, I got rid of even more clothes and shoes and pants and all that crap. I need to take all that crap to the Goodwill. I've been rearranging my closet. Walter, before they close in the morning, I'll grab that package that you sent me, because you said the package that you sent me was supposed to do here. I totally zoned out. I'm sorry. I will pick it up tomorrow, buddy, and I'll do an unboxing either on this channel or I'll do it on, I probably should do it on the main channel. I haven't uploaded anything on the main channel, so I'll do a big unboxing on the main channel tomorrow. So, yeah. So I'm sorry, buddy, that I forgot about that. Vision says, plus I was up all night thinking about Tina and crying myself. Well, there you go, Visions. I thought about it when I was working. And that's why my friend Sean said, Fears, something's up. And I said, what do you mean? And he's like, Fears, you're very, like, he goes, usually 11 times out of 12 when we're working, you're cracking jokes. We're talking about movies while we're packaging boxes and loading boxes and shit. And he goes, to see you be super quiet and just, focus on your work. He goes, that's not the happy-go-lucky that the Fears that I love and know. And I was like, well, I said, I'm not happy right now, buddy. I said, I just want to focus on my work. And he's like, yeah, but Fears is like, usually you come in and, you're whistling, you're ready to, get work done, and you say hello to everybody. He goes, I've never seen this side of you in all the 4 years that you've worked here and that I've known you. I said, it's just all, and he goes, what's going on, man? I said, I don't know what else to tell you, Sean. I said, it's the same shit. drama bullshit, Larry making up bullshit lies, other trolls making up bullshit lies, people fucking torturing me online. I said, it gets exhausted. I said, I don't know what else to tell you, Sean. I said, it's that phrase. I looked at Sean, I said, same shit, different day, buddy, you know? And then Sean was like, man, they never let up. I said, yeah, that's the problem. I said, they never let up. I said, it's fucking exhausting. So, yeah. And he was like, I hope things get better. I was like, yeah, me too. So, yeah. Anyway. Togue says, what's up, Walter? Bukaki says, what's up, Walter? He says, hello, friends. Well, I'm sure she's still emotional, Dave, but make sure and let her know how sorry I am on Larry's behalf, because Larry's not going to apologize to her. But I know Larry's watching. Dave, I said this before you came in. I said, I hope Larry goes into your Discord, and I hope he apologizes, because if there wouldn't have been all this drama, then Tina probably wouldn't have got up that upset, and I felt horrible that she was crying her eyes out. So I just hope things get better. So, yeah. Anyway. I'm trying to catch up here. I really loved the prayer Yakov came and spoke. Now, see, that was nice. And I'm being completely honest. You know the reason why I went back in? Everybody heard me. I said, hey, Lantern. Because Lantern was like, oh, no, not again. He's like, what do you want, Fears? And I said, all right, Lantern. I said, oh, you don't want me here, Lantern? He's like, no, I do, Fears. I went, okay. I'm like, that's good, Lantern. So I came back in, and I said, even though me and Yakov don't get along, I said, I got to be honest. I said, that's one of the most nicest things he said to me, or about me, or for me, or all of that in quite a long time. So, I didn't say anything bad about Yakov. I said, thank you for the prayer. I said, I appreciate that. I said, that was very nice, because it was. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, no, that was horrible. It wasn't. That was a very nice prayer. So, for that, I do thank him. So, I do agree with you, N4. That was very nice. And I was actually surprised, because I was like, wow, his heart has a little bit of redness in it. It's not all the way black, you know? So I was actually very surprised. So I do thank him for that prayer. So yeah. Ugh. Have you seen Impulse starring William Shatner? No, but I will watch it, Bukaki. I will. He plays a con man and murderer. Oh, wow. So he plays a villain. Wow. Yo, what's up, heroes? Let's see, what's it called again? Impulse. I'll have to watch it. I'll have to watch that trailer as soon as I get done catching up with the chat. And then I'll talk to LC. I didn't summon you, LC, but I'm glad you're here. Tina says, you're like a brother to me. Well, that's very nice of you to say, Tina, and I'm glad that we're friends. And Tina, it was sad to see you like that, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. And Tina, you and your family have been nothing but nice, and I appreciate your guys' hospitality, like I always appreciate Heroes and his family's hospitality. So I appreciate it. I really do. I really do. Shout out to all the chat. That's right, Heroes. Let's see here. Hi, LC. Hi, Liz. So you whistle while you work? Sometimes. I mean, if I'm in the zone, if I'm having a good day, normally I'm very outgoing, you know, like whenever I'm working. But because of all this drama, I just looked at Sean the other night. I said, I just don't want to talk, Sean. I said, I'm not in a good mood. I said, I hate dealing with all this crap 24/7. And he was like, I get it, Fierce. So he left me alone most of the night, but Sean's a nice friend. He's just very shy. He just doesn't want to be on camera. So a few times he was like, hey, Fierce, I'm going on my break. He goes, you want to come on? You want to go on break now with me? And I was like, if they'll let me, buddy. And we had a little talk in the lounge, and he's like, I saw your true stream. He goes, did that make you feel better getting all that off? I said, oh, yeah. I said it felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. So, and he goes, yeah. He goes, did that create more drama? I said, no, not necessarily. I said it was good I get all that off my chest. And he goes, well, why don't you just talk to your friends? I said, I have. I said, Sean, I said, I don't want to piss off Randall. I said, I can't always like dump all my problems on my friends. I said, I have to try to figure it out on my own. I said, I'm not going to worry my mom and my brother about this because my mom has good days and bad days because she misses the shit out of my dad. And there's been times where my mom's called and I've been on the phone with her and she's just crying on the phone for an hour or two. And I try to be a good son. I'm like, there's nothing I can do or say to calm her down because dad's gone. And I'm like, I know why she's crying because she misses dad. I miss my dad. I miss him a lot. I wish he was here to give me some advice, you know? My dad was very smart. So, yeah. Larry made contact. I'll arrange a voice chat for two. That's very nice. Well, good. I'm glad. Because to see Tina, like, cry. I mean, it wasn't just like a, it wasn't just like a little cry. She had, like, tears sobbing down her face, red in the face. I was like, oh, man, this is so fucked up. So, anyway, I'm going to call LC, see how he's doing. And then that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Oh, and then I'm going to tell you guys the conversation that me and Lantern had. You know, I didn't have a chance to talk to him after his stream last night because I didn't want to be late to work, but I had a conversation with him today. So, again, me getting all this stuff off my shoulders today, it felt great. Again, I'm not mad. I'm exhausted and I'm frustrated, but you guys know when Fears is mad. I kick ass and take names when I'm pissed. Not pissed. I'm just exhausted and tired and frustrated. But yeah, but I'm not pissed. It actually was a pretty good day today. I did talk to my mom. She's ecstatic to see me. And I'm like, well, I'm ecstatic. I said, I'm ecstatic to see you. And then she sent me some more pictures of Shelton. And I was like, cute, adorable. My mom's like, did you buy him any more clothes? I said, not yet. I said, I don't want to buy him too many. And I said, I need to save room for my backpack. And then she was like, be honest, John. She goes, you don't want to buy him any more clothes because you want to save room for those gems. And I was like, yeah. No, I'm just joking. She didn't say that. I was just playing around. I'm joking. No, I've already bought him 4 or 5 sets of clothes, and then I bought him a book. I said, well, because now, these airlines piss me off. Back in the day, you ready for this? Back in the day, you could have 50 pounds in your bag, right? 50 pounds. The last time I went to go visit my mom, they're so anal about this bullshit. She's like, oh, like I remember the lady. I didn't upset the lady. I remember the lady said, oh no, it's not 50 pounds anymore. You can only have your bag 40 pounds. And I was like, oh, when did they change that? She goes, oh, years ago. I'm like, that's news to me. I'm like, I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, okay. She goes, well, I hate to say it. She goes, you're 4 pounds over. I'm like, oh, well, it's only 4 pounds. I'm like, can you make it slide? I said, or what happens now? She goes, oh, no. She goes, either take some stuff out and make it 40 pounds, or you can pay $100. And I'm like, okay. So I paid the 100, and I was nice to her, but in my mind, I'm like, 4 pounds, $100? I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. So I told my mom, well, I said, I don't want to buy too many clothes and pack too much and have to pay another $100 because you're only allowed 40 pounds now. And I was like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. So, yeah. Anyway. Walter said, did you check your mail? No, because, Walter, I know you were going to send me something today. It just slipped my mind because I was tired and I got off of work and I've been stressed out about all this bullshit. So I apologize. I don't know if you caught what I said, Walter. I said tomorrow, they always close early on Saturday. I know that by the time I finish my live, they'll be closed because it's 5:52, and I think that Mail Express place where I go check my fan mailbox, I think they close at, it's either 6 or 6:30. So I'll check it tomorrow. They always close early on Saturday, and then they're never open on Sunday. So I will check it tomorrow, and then I will do the unboxing either tomorrow or I'll do it on Sunday after church, buddy. So And I'll probably do it on the main channel because I've been wanting to do some type of content on the main channel, and I just haven't had a chance. So I got to get something because some people are like, "Oh, Fears' main channel is dead." I'm like, "No, it's just on a hiatus." I'm like, I still plan to upload some content on that. All right, let me call LC, and then I got to use the restroom, and then that's enough about talking about drama. So that's the update. That's where I stand. So if Larry keeps harassing me, then I'm never going to unblock him. If he leaves me alone, then for a while, then I'll unblock him. So that's just where we stand. Because I'm sick and tired of arguing about it. Oh, God, here comes the yawns. Fucking hell, I'm tired. Oh. Ooh. Fucking hell. LC, you better pick up that phone. You're gonna make Fears wait? You're gonna make Fears wait? What the hell, man?
You know what's crazy?
I'm joking, buddy.
Stream and you still haven't even called me. You're still. What are you doing? It says live, but you're still just yawning.
Oh yeah, well, because a live, it's always a couple of seconds behind. You know, when you do a live. So yeah, no, I was just joking. What's up, man? How you been?
What's going on, buddy? Not much. I just Wait a minute. Let me put this down. Wait.
Oh man, the collector's lounge is looking good, buddy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of probably going live later. I got this I don't know, do it live or do it on a video, but I got this big ass package that came in.
Damn, that's a huge package. Holy shit, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Exactly, right? Huge.
So what's going on, buddy? How's everything?
Well, I mean, you heard what I said. Drama each day. So I'm better. I had a better day.
That's good, man. That's good. I keep telling you, ignore drama. Me, personally, I give it no energy, you know?
I really am going to try not to give it any energy. It's hard sometimes. But you know what? I do agree with you. You said, Fears, you need to recharge your battery. When I go visit my mom, that's what I need. I'm thinking about not even going live when I go visit my family. I may just do... I may just vlog while I'm in town. I may not.
Yeah, but exactly. If I was you, I wouldn't even be making no live video. Just enjoy the time. If you record, you just record videos.
Yeah.
And then you post them after you get back. You know what I mean?
Really, probably the only live I'm thinking about doing is every year. You need to check this one out. My friend Chris has this kick-ass toy show. My friend Chicken Wizard in the chat. He always watches. I became friends with him, and he's in my chat. It's a massive toy con, but it's more than toys. It's like toys, collectibles, movie props. There's movie cars that show up. Literally 20,000 people show up to Chris's Toy Man show. It is off the fucking chain, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, I gotta stop buying stuff. Literally, as we speak, I'm over here on Sideshow buying more hot toys.
I know, right? I don't know. It's like for us nerds, if someone says, LC, stop buying shit. Hey, Fear, stop buying shit. You get that itch every once in a while. You're like, all right, well, maybe I won't buy something for
but I wasn't going to buy nothing, bro. Do you know what it is? Is that, the system knows. I got paid today, and then I get a notification, hey, that hot toy you wanted, it's available now. Get it before it's gone.
You get that itch. Like you get that itch. I'll get paid, and then I go to church, and then Barnes & Noble's right by my church. So I'm like, gems. Some more movie gems.
Oh yeah,
and then I'll go.
So I'm feeling good.
And then I'll be like, should I drop $100 and get some more gems? And I'm like, not really, Fears. I don't need any more. But then I tell my fans, there's never enough gems. I need more. And I don't really need more. I really don't.
Exactly. I hear that.
So I try not. I've been trying to cut back a little bit.
I'm supposed to start selling stuff, not buying stuff.
I need to get rid of some of this shit. Well, did you see the live where I went through my closet and I got...
Yeah, you already know I commented it.
Yeah, I'm so far altogether, I got 5, full-size trash bags. Got rid of 5 bags of, shoes, clothes, and I still got shit in there. So I need to go through again and probably get rid of maybe 2 or 3 more bags worth, and then I'll have some actual room in my closet.
Yeah. Hope you're giving those out to either Salvation Army or Goodwill.
I do. I'm like, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm like, somebody will enjoy it. I'm like, I'll just take it to Goodwill and donate it. So then, because I'm like, I already got enough shirts and pants and shorts to last me a lifetime. So I'm like, out with the old, let somebody else enjoy it, and in with the new, you know? Like, I got this new shirt at a convention, and it's Indiana
Star Wars.
It's Indiana Jones meeting Han Solo, and I was like, oh, give me that. That was at Jeff's show. That was, like, I don't know if it was 2 shows ago or 3 shows, but this is the first time I think I've worn it on camera.
Nice.
So I've worn it off camera, but I was like, I gotta wear it at least once on camera, you know. So yeah. So how's the fam? What's been going on?
Oh, everything's good, man. It's Friday. Thank God. It's the
Thank God.
weekend. You know what I mean?
Tomorrow
I'm
gonna
go back to work till Monday, so I'm just trying to relax.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, I don't know if you're into the Addams Family. This was actually enjoyable. I've got 2 more episodes to go, and then I'm going to review the whole thing, season 1.
Oh, Wednesday?
It wasn't that bad. I'd give it a B+ so far. It's not. It's not.
I think I seen man. The girl that played Wednesday, man. What's
Jenna
her name?
Ortega.
Jenna, man, she ruined her face. You see how she looks like now?
Yeah.
Bro,
I don't know what she did.
So sweet and cute with a nice round face. Now she looks like she took Superman's jawline.
Yeah. Oh, so she did some plastic surgery.
I don't know why these famous people do that. You get some money and you ruin your face.
See, I would never, if I ever became famous, I'd be like...
She looked like she died and came back to life.
I mean, she was in Beetlejuice. She did die in Beetlejuice, so there you go.
I still haven't seen Beetlejuice.
Oh, it's amazing. Are you kidding me? You've not seen that?
It's crazy because I have Amazon Prime. And
you gotta watch it.
Prime, I just haven't seen it.
It's awesome. Now, I told Visions this. Obviously, the first one will always kick ass over the sequel. But the sequel, not too bad. Like.
But yeah, I guess the sequel was so good that they're gonna do Beetlejuice.
They have
to.
Do
a third one.
They have to, because that would make sense. You know, you say his name 3 times, he appears. You say his name 3 times, he disappears. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And I love Tim Burton's look on the dead. Like, whenever you die, you don't change. Like, you don't go to heaven, you don't go to hell. You just sit forever in that damn
in limbo.
You sit in limbo in that damn waiting room. And one guy had like his fucking eyeball hanging out with like pink ooze coming out. Then you got
I gotta check it out.
Then you got a lady. She got eaten to death by her cat. She's sitting there like in her nightgown, and there's cats gnawing at her face. And I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah. I'll check it out. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'll check it out.
One guy had piranhas all over his face and on his body. Like I guess he fell off the boat like in the Amazon, and he's got piranhas all over him. I was like, this is great.
Nice,
you know how Fears would die? I would die of trolls making me laugh, and I'd be sitting in that room, super red forever in that room, just pure red. That's how I would die. I'm telling you. Anyway, but I do like in this, since you got Spanish in Puerto Rico, they got the Spanish kind of version of, like, you know how like Gomez loses all control, like when Tish does.
Like season 1. I only see season 1 up to like about, I think, episode 3 or 4.
Like,
I didn't even see the whole thing.
Like in the old movies, they're really like their origin is French. So whenever Tish says, "Oh, we Gomez," like Gomez loses all control. He's like, "Oh, Tiff, that's French," and she's like, "We," and then he starts making out with her. Whenever she does like Spanish, he's like, "Oh, Espanol," and then he starts kissing her. So it's kind of a different,
yeah,
kind of a different take. But I like all the people that they chose for the Addams Family. Like the guy that they got to play Lurch. He kind of reminds me of like the old Lurch from the 1960s.
Well, I know that Luis Guzman plays the father.
Yeah, he plays Gomez, and
Gomez. Yeah.
And then Catherine whatever her name.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
She plays Morticia.
Yeah, like I know the characters because remember I seen season 1 just like the first 3 or 4 episodes.
It's great.
But I didn't see any more. I gotta catch up.
So I got 2 more episodes to go. I'm gonna try to watch those tonight before Lantern Show or after Lantern Show because I don't have anything planned this weekend. So the only thing I've got planned is church on Sunday. So tomorrow I'm just gonna catch up on some sleep and I'm gonna try to get a video out tomorrow. And Walter sent me some, so I'm going to probably do an unboxing tomorrow. And that'll be about it. So, yeah.
Nice.
I hope we can hang out before my trip. If not, I swear, we're doing 2 lives. We'll go get some lunch, and we'll do a live. We'll do some video games on your channel, and then we'll take a break. We'll get some lunch, and then we'll do another video game live on my channel. Because I want to be on your, on your channel, buddy. Actually playing games on your channel. So hell yeah.
Yeah, we can make it happen.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I miss hanging out with LC. That food that we went was fucking fire, man. That fat burger. I don't need it, obviously, but that shit was fucking fire. So.
Yeah. That was something. Especially when I went and I got the quadruple. Remember that 4?
I thought you were crazy, man. I was like, listen, I love LC like a brother, but I'm like, he's gonna barf this out, man. You did not barf. You scarfed that whole thing down, buddy.
Nah, I lost a lot of weight, especially doing the fasting and everything.
Yeah.
Fasting helps out. It'll help you lose a lot of weight if you just water fast. I promise you, bro, if you water fast for at least 3 days, you will feel awesome and you will lose a lot of weight. You'll be surprised how much weight you can lose in 3 days by just water fasting.
I was impressed, though, because I got the camera, and I was like, hey, guys, I got my single here, and I'm holding it. And then I said, so here's my single. Here's what LC's got. That triple thing was like that big, like from here to here, and then you go like that. I was like,
yeah, you can't. Yeah,
I was like,
you can't.
I was like, that thing's huge. I'm like, he can't get his mouth around that damn thing. I was like, damn, man. But hey, I was impressed. You scarfed the whole thing down. I was like, that's impressive, man. I'm like, from a friend to a friend, that's impressive. Now me, because of my weak stomach, I probably would have puked my brains out if I'm being honest. I was like, you have at it. I'll stick with my single burger. I'm all good, buddy. But yeah, man, we'll make it happen. I miss hanging out, but yeah. Now, did they reopen that flea market, or did they officially close that?
Do you know? I think that's officially closed, man. Because I never seen it. I remember driving by, and I still haven't even seen that come up. But we
gotta find another one.
Indoor one. There's an indoor one.
Okay.
With AC and everything. I haven't been there in years, but I know it's still open.
Well, then we should go to
check it out.
We should go to that one because one, I want to go to a flea market with you because I haven't
gone to a flea market in a long time.
It's been years. The last time I went to a flea market was with my mom and my American grandma, and that was right before I moved to Florida. So it's been a minute. Second, you know me and my AC. You know, if it's inside and there's AC, well, that's a hell of a lot better than sweating your ass off outside. You know. Anyway, I gotta use the restroom. I'll see you later, but I just wanted to say hi.
Do your thing, my friend. Hey, I'm reading the comments here, I guess. And look, you've been going live for 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
But I was reading, I guess Sega just wrote saying that you had to do a live stream on his premiere, except that your live stream started way before his premiere.
I didn't even know he was premiering. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. I just reading the comments. You know, people be like, hey, you premiere. I'm like, hey, I've been going for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Why didn't you watch me live, and then once the live was over, then you premiere?
Yeah, my bad, Sega. I had no idea you were going premiere, buddy. My bad.
Yeah, but once again, I told you, man, when it's things like that, you don't have to apologize for nothing like that. You
because
live, go live when you go live.
Yeah, when I go,
that's like me going mad, man. Damn, Fierce, how you gonna go live for two hours ago when I'm gonna go live right now? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
But to each his own.
Exactly. Like I try to not make Sega mad because he's my friend, you know. So, but yeah, man.
I might go ahead and go live later on.
Okay.
And just talk some ish. Maybe check out some videos. There's a lot of Marvel news going on.
Now, are you gonna go live on your? Are you gonna go live on your main channel or on your second channel?
On my main channel, the Heroes and Villains, when I talk about comic books and comic book movies.
Okay, yeah, cool, man.
But yeah, man, go ahead and do your thing. Hey, nice Wonka bar back there.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I've had this for a while. I've had this for a while. Yeah, I got this replica prop at Jeff's show. Some guy.
Is that an actual chocolate bar? Or
no.
Is that just...
No. Oh. I've never opened it, but the guy that bought it, he goes, it's a replica. He goes, it's a piece of wood inside. And then I said, is there a golden ticket inside? And he says, he said, I'm not going to tell you. He goes, some props that I make, I slip a ticket in. Some I don't. So, but I don't want to rip it and ruin the prop.
No, bro. That's a collector's item, bro.
Yeah.
Keep it sealed.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
All right, buddy. So go ahead and do your thing, and I'll holler at you later. Maybe on the weekend we'll get on or whatever.
Yeah, let me know. We'll try to make it happen before, but if we don't, then as soon as I get back home, we're gonna make it happen because the fans want us to do another like hangout and stuff, you know. And I want to too.
Sound good. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Oh yeah.
I'll catch you later, buddy. Yep.
See you later, man. Subscribe to Heroes and Villains. Cool. Well, you guys already know Heroes and Villains collectibles. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, I need to use the restroom, and then I'll be back to finish the live up. And all this shit fell down. My bad. All right, 2 minutes. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, Sega. He says fears. Had to do a live stream while I had no idea. I'm so sorry, Sega. My bad. My apologies, my friend. I really am sorry. All right, I'll be back. Sorry about that, buddy. All right, I'll be back. Give me 1 second. Oh, man. Fuck, I'm tired. I need a nap-o. Oh, shit. I need a nap, and I need it quick. Oh, God. Fucking hell. God, I'm tired. All right, let me catch up with the chat, and then I'll go to the next topic, and then I'm almost done. Let's see, where did I leave off? I left off with Walter saying, did you check the mail? I forgot, Walter. I'm really sorry, but I'll check it tomorrow. They always close early tomorrow, but I will check it, so yeah. Let's see. Dave says, bought James his horror night, and oh, nice! Well, I'm going to try to go to Halloween Horror Nights this year, Dave. But, Dave, I was really impressed with, what was that con that you told me about? You said it happened, that con happens right after my birthday and right after Halloween. The Scream. If you're down to go to that, Dave, I'm down. I don't know about 2 days, but I'll definitely go for a day and get some footage. Because that sounded cool. I was like, oh, I know what I'll do. I said, I'll do my Disney Halloween / birthday vlog. Then I'll do my birthday stream, and then I'll do my Halloween stream, and I'm gonna dress up either as Snake Plissken or the other thing if I can get the whole costume together. I said, and then me and Dave can go to that convention for like a day or two, the Scream one or whatever it was. I forgot what it was called. Refresh my memory, Dave, whatever it was. And I was like, because that one sounded dope. I was like, I'll go to that one with Dave. So if you want, let me know. And we both got a haircut at the Navy Exchange. Nice! Vision says, sounds goth. I'm in. Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. I don't know, Visions. Do you think Josh was more goth than you? I mean, you're pretty goth. You're probably the most goth friend I've ever had. And I wasn't really Josh's friend. You were more his friend than me. But was Josh more goth than you? Or are you more goth than Josh? You're both. You're metal and you're goth. Remember when I did not metal? Like, is Wednesday metal? Wednesday's a little metal. I wouldn't say she's all the way metal, but she's a little metal. Is this mug And The Exorcist that Visions made for me, metal. Totally metal, you know? Is Empire Strikes Back metal or not metal? Way metal. Way metal. Is the foil bottle metal? Not metal. Not metal. Because even though, well, it's a little metal, but Seamus thinks there's hair in there, and there's not. But I don't want to wreck his thunder, so, you know. So the foil ball's a little metal. It could be a hell of a lot more metal, you know. Is Ghostbusters metal? Yes. Is Ghostbusters 2 metal? It's not full metal. It's a little metal. The first one's way better. Is Jaws metal? Yeah. Is Jaws 4 metal? Not metal. It's shit garbage. But Jaws 1, total metal. Total metal. So there it is. There we go. Mm-hmm. See, I didn't even know that, Bukaki. Bukaki said, hey, Fierce, Sega's been premiering all day. Sega, I'm sorry. I had no idea that you were premiering all day. My apologies, my friend. I'm sorry. So, I'm trying to catch up here. Spooky Empire. Yeah, Dave, if you're down to go to Spooky Empire 2 days or at least 1 day, I'm down. So let me know if you want to go, buddy, because that one I looked it up on the internet today, and because they have a big website, and I was like, damn. I'm like, this is like a big ass like horror movie convention, and it looks big, Dave. I mean, it's not like a little one. It looks fucking huge, and I was like, I'm down. I said, if Dave's down, I'm down to go. So you let me know, Dave. I'm down to go, buddy. Let's see. Vision says, oh, Josh was more goth. Oh, there you go. All right. I would say you're both, Visions. You're both metal, the most metal person I've ever met, and the most goth person I've ever met. Like, I don't want to out Visions. I don't remember this conversation. I don't know how this conversation came up. I think we were talking about it on Lantern Show. Visions went to a graveyard and said, hey, Fierce, guess what? In this jar, I have authentic grave dirt. And I said, well, why do you have that? And he was like, why not? Or you said something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's true. I just, me personally, I would never get graveyard dirt. And I was like, Visions would. That's pretty metal. That's pretty goth. I would never. To me, I would freak myself out. I'd be like, graveyard dirt? That's just too creepy. I couldn't do it. You know, I couldn't do it. No. I couldn't do it. So there you go. All right, let's see here. Oh, well, you know what, Dave? If we go there, I've already got Elvira's picture and autograph. It's on my Facebook. But I would love to meet Tom Savini just to get a photo and autograph. Just to get a photo and autograph with him would be enough. But if he actually, if I actually got some footage of him, Tom Savini, he's the fucking makeup artist of, Dawn of the Dead, the remake of Night of the Living Dead. He did the first makeup on Jason Voorhees. You know, he designed how Jason would look, and Jason is my second favorite movie serial killer of all time. So to meet him, Dave, will be a fucking honor. For him to be on my channel, that'd be like icing on top of the cake. I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah, man. So we should try to make that happen, Dave. Let me know, buddy. Because if you don't go, I'll probably just go on my own. So yeah. Let's see. Authentic cemetery dirt from Casper, Wyoming. There you go. There you go. I've never been there, Visions, but I'll take your word for it. I remember that conversation. And I was like, that would creep me out. But that's pretty metal. Went there with a jar, dirt, put it in. All right, nobody's looking. All right, I got my dirt. Let's get the fuck out of here. I couldn't do that. I just couldn't do it. But there you go. A Fears in real life at the local graveyard would be neat. I couldn't do it. No. The only footage I've ever put in a vlog when I went to go visit my dad, I wanted to show off his military stone, and my dad picked a really cool place, Crumbles, and so I just said a few nice words. I was like, hey, Dad, I'm like, you made it in a vlog. I miss you. I love you. I said, I'm trying to make you proud. And I was like, I said a whole bunch of stuff. I said, I'm trying to take care of mom and the whole family. And I said, we all miss you. We all love you. So he's in there. He's in there. So yeah. Fierce and Randall Halloween Graveyard. But see, I don't believe in all that Ouija board bullshit. Oh, the spirits are calling. It's moving it. I'm like, Randall, you're moving it. I'm not moving it. The spirits are not moving it. I believe in God and Jesus. That's the only thing that I believe on faith. But like spirits and demons and all that crap, I'm more of a, when I see it, then I'll believe it. Like if I saw the spirit of Elvis go, hey, Fierce, you know, like, then I'd be like, all right, well, yeah, now I believe in ghosts because Elvis just sang me a duet. So there it is. There we are. He stars in a movie called, I've seen Knight Rider. Oh wait, no, not Knight Riders. I've seen what was that TV movie with David Hasselhoff? Night Industry 2000. That movie, where they disassemble Kit and then they put Kit into the Night Industry 4000, which I've seen at the Movie Car Museum. And Sega was like, what's that one? I was like, that's the Night 2000. I'm like, that's the Night 4000 out of the TV movie. I said, that one right there. So, yeah. All right. I think I'm going to take off because I covered all the things I wanted to cover. I'll save the the new props for another day. I need to take a shower, and that couch is calling my name because I need a nap before Lantern's live. But I hope everybody enjoyed the live. Again, Larry, I wasn't making fun of you. I just had to get some stuff off my chest. So if he doesn't harass me anymore for a couple months, I'll unblock him. But he ruined his chance for getting unblocked tomorrow. So I hope things get better. I hope they don't get worse. I really hope. So yeah. Oh, I like when David Hasselhoff's daughter recorded him drunk and he was eating a cheese. I've seen that video. That's all around YouTube, Bukagi. I have seen that video. It's hilarious. It's fucking funny. I've seen that one. Tom Savini stars as a knight. I think you showed that to me, Dave. That sounds familiar. Oh, before I go, Bukaki said I gotta watch the trailer for Impulse with William Shatner. So let me find this one because I've never heard of this one. So will it make the list? Well, we're gonna find out right now. So Impulse. Oh my god, I need a nap like pronto. Fucking hell. Impulse trailer. Okay. What year do they make this? Let's see here. Oh, there's two. There's one. I guess they remade it. It says Impulse Official Trailer 2025. And then I think Bukaki means the one in the 80s because I found a trailer that says Impulse 1984. So that's got to be it. Because Bukaki and Visions, they like old movies like I do. So, I think I found it. Oh, wait, no. Oh, and then I found another one. Impulse 1974, and it's got William Shatner. Oh, okay, so, wow. There's a couple of them. All right, so, well, now that I know it was made in 1974, so Impulse 1974 trailer. All right, all right, hang on. Okay, here it is. Here it is, Bukaki. Well, and then after I watched this one, I found another horror movie one called Impulse 1984, and I'm going to watch that one too. So I found them both, so I'm going to watch them both. All right, here we go. So I'll watch the William Shatner 1974 one first. All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
Every few years, a motion picture is made which, by its very nature, demands that everyone see it. A motion picture.
I get nervous sometimes because Visions suggested that. Oh, what was that one Visions where that girl's like combing her hair, and then the little kid comes out of the closet and hacks her to fucking pieces. And there is just blood all over the kid, and he like kills her sister with an axe. I think it was like Pieces or some shit like that. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking graphic. It kind of turned my stomach. I was like, oh, fucking shit. So I get nervous sometimes. It's both. Sometimes Visions and Bukkake, since we're good friends, they've made a lot of good suggestions. And then other times I'm like, I can't watch this piece of shit, man. This is too graphic. It's too much. It's too much. So yeah. I was like, that was fucking graphic, man. I don't have the chat up right now because I'm going to watch this, but he comes out of the closet and he's like, hey, sis, I fucking hate you. And he just fucking hacks her. She's all like that on the ground. She's got like stab marks like in her fucking neck, and fucking blood is pouring out, and it's all like embedded in the carpet and shit. And I'm like, this is too much. This is too much. It turned my stomach. Pixel dared me to watch the rest of it, and I remember about a year or two ago I watched the rest of it. The rest of it wasn't bad, but man, when he hacks his sister up, I was like, this is fucking nuts. So I don't know if I'll ever watch that one. That one was a little bit too much. Oh man. All right, let's get back to Impulse.
It dares expose the innermost depths of the human soul.
I thought I locked the door. Well, what are you doing?
A film which penetrates all preconceived ideas of fear.
I wonder if he... Oh, wait. I was about to say something, Bukkake, and then I remembered when he did Star Trek. I was about to say, oh, did he do this film before Star Trek? He did this one after Star Trek, because Star Trek was in the 60s. This one's 1974, so yeah. I had a brain fart, my bad.
Please, oh God! God!
Damn!
A film that explores the illusion of death.
Damn!
Pictures proudly presents William Shatner and Kim Nicholas as two souls caught in a...
I've never seen him play like a villain. Like he is definitely a bad guy in this film. There you go. That's cool. It's kind of cool. Because usually William Shatner, he either plays the funny guy or he plays like the heroic guy. Like, you know, like when he did, what was that police TV show he did? He did that, and then he played the heroic James T. Kirk. I've never seen him as a villain, so this is actually kind of cool, Bukkake.
Fear of suffering.
Somebody's gotta believe me. Somebody's gotta believe me.
Two souls united by the...
I feel her pain. Nobody believes me. I feel her pain. Nobody believes me. I wish people would. So don't worry. I feel your pain. I'm right there with you.
Impulse. A motion picture experience you will never forget.
That was pretty good. I'm going to add it to the list. My digital list. It's pretty good. He like throws his daughter or that girl like down the stairs, and I was like, damn, that's fucking nuts. I was like, shit. She's all like, ah! And she goes flying down the stairs. That was pretty nuts, but cool. Very cool trailer. And then I found, while I was trying to find this one, Bukkake, I found another one called Impulse 1984, so I'm going to watch that one. But let me just add this to the list before I forget. So the last three that I added was, the last one was 1989 Cyborg. Dave suggested that one. And then Dave also suggested The Cat from Outer Space, 1978. And then The Day the Earth Stood Still, which that old trailer, man, that one was phenomenal. I cannot wait to watch that one. That one looked cool. All right, Impulse 1974. And then let me find this new one. I'll get back to the chat in a minute. Hang on, give me 1 second. And then I found another one called Impulse 1984, and it looks like a completely different film. Oh, let me find that. And then I found another one with Shelley, whatever her name was, the girl out of that lady out of Shining. Thieves Like Us, 1974. And she plays like kind of like a hippie lady. Well, there you go. Where's that? Where's the other one? Oh, Impulse. Here we go. 1984. All right, let's see what this one's all about. I want to get that other one, too. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Randall told me about it, but he just couldn't remember the name. There's like some crazy mother, and she starts screaming at her son. She starts screaming at her son, and she's like pale white. She's like, "You lied! You lied to me! No more wire hangers!" And she goes fucking ballistic over wire hangers or some shit. But Randall could never tell me what it was. So if you guys know what that is, I gotta get that one. She has an absolute bitch shit fit over some wire hangers. And I'm like, calm the fuck down. Who cares? They're just fucking hangers. No more hangers, you fucking bitch. And I was laughing. So I've never seen the whole trailer, but I gotta get that one. I gotta figure out what that one is. All right, here we go. Impulse 1984. It looks sci-fi.
Imagine what would happen if every desire, every urge,
Oh, here comes the classic 1980s narrator. Imagine every impulse, every urge. He's got that, like, narration voice, you know, fucking guy.
every passion, locked deep inside all of us, suddenly exploded.
Wow. Oh man, this is creepy, but cool. Creepy but cool. I guess it's a horror movie. It's like in this small town, something overtakes like the town residents, and every impulse they do. Like one guy sits at a bar, and you just heard him scream. He takes his like middle finger and he pulls it all the way back and like crushes it, and you hear bones cracking. And he's like, ah! And then another girl like is like poking her eyeball with a fucking pen and shit. So something overtakes the town. That's what I'm getting from this trailer. And they just keep doing every urge. And then one guy pushes his wife down the stairs. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this? This looks cool, though. It's Impulse 1984. One guy just set, like, a building on fire. One guy, like, he just swerved out of the way. One guy was almost going to hit someone, you know, in the middle of the road. So, like, the whole town just goes nuts. And, like, they're, like, just all these impulse and urges are, like, taking over.
Impulse. The madness inside us all.
I'm more excited about this one. They're both good, Bukaki, but 84 to me seems like more like a horror movie. Because like when the guy just like takes his finger and he's like, ah, and he just crushes his fucking finger like all the way back. And I was like, damn, that must have hurt. So yeah, Impulse 1984. Well, thanks for the suggestion. Both of those were cool. So I found one on my own, which is always good whenever I find like those rare gems. But damn. So yeah. Oh, is that what it is? Mommy Dearest? But I thought it was a daughter. You know what? I can't remember. It was either a son or a daughter. But she like has the hangers, like she's gripping the hangers like in her hand. And she's like, no more hangers, you fucking bitch. Like she goes fucking ballistic over it. So I'll save that one. I'll save that watch for tomorrow, my friends, because I'm getting tired. I need a shower, and I haven't had dinner yet, and so I'm having a little dinner, have a little nap, and then I'm not gonna come on the show tonight, Lantern. And I already told why. I don't feel welcome anymore, and I just don't want to get attacked by Larry. I think everybody needs to calm down. I know Lantern was bummed because Lantern always likes me being on the show, but I said, Lantern, just until things calm down, buddy, I said, I think I'll just watch for a couple of weeks. But Lantern understood. Lantern has nothing to do with you. I don't want to fight with anyone anymore. Plus, I don't want to derail Lantern's show. I feel horrible when I come in there and people attack me and then it derails the show. You know, because Lantern's never derailed any of my show ever. Oh, it is, Dave. My pillow was called my names. I'm getting tired. Fear of planes. I'll have to look that one up. All right, hang on. Let me write them down. Let me write them down, Bukaki, so I can remember to watch them tomorrow. So, Mommy Dearest, Fear of Planes. All right, I got them. I'm gonna watch those trailers tomorrow. All right, well, I gotta take off. That's what it was. Visions, Pieces. Oh man, that shit was crazy. He's like, yeah, I hate my sister. I'm gonna hack her to pieces. And it was a long fucking axe, man. He comes out of the closet and he's like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. And like slices and dices her. And I was like, damn. So it was pretty nuts. All right, I'm taking off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my buddy Dave Phillips, Strong Bear 196. Subscribe to Mr. Lantern. He does a show every Thursday night, every Friday night. Subscribe to, I will be generous. Subscribe to Darren Stevens, Larry. Subscribe to Timmy MC on YouTube. Timmy, get your head out of your ass and make some more content. That's right. Subscribe to the Sega Camp Gamer and Wear Camp on YouTube. Sega, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go live in front of your premieres. I had no idea you were doing premieres. My bad, buddy. Subscribe to the Sega Camp Gamer 22 on Twitch. And last, but certainly not least, follow the host with the most, FearsMan26 on YouTube, and my second channel, Fears Vlogs. Fears loves you guys. Fears do care about you guys, and I appreciate all the people that actually care about me. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that things get better sooner than later. I'm begging you, God, please help me out. No more drama. Please, God, I'm begging you. I'm begging God. All right. I love you guys. All right, this is Fears, signing off. Peace. Deuces. And I'll see you guys next time. Shunk.